Hey, it says we're live. Take my glasses off. So we're a little bit early, so we'll wait for a few of you to come on. We are the Bob and Tam Show.
Yes, we are.
And we got some special announcements. We just got some really good information out just in the last couple of days that we didn't want to wait and we didn't want to add it till tomorrow night. Since we're going to have Amsoil Adam's going to be on. We're going to talk about batteries. And I didn't really want to add all this stuff to that. So we went ahead and decided tonight to go live with this and give you guys some real good information about what we've heard in, we got some good stuff going on with Sturgis. We also got some more good information on Daytona Bike Week. And we also got a little bit of information on Laughlin. If any of you know the old Laughlin River Run, which now is going to be called the Bullhead River Run, we got some more information on that, and we'll talk about that a little bit as the evening goes. So let's see until we get a few more people on. And this is kind of an unscheduled thing. We did it at the last minute. You can put all the people up.
Oh, I guess.
That's this one now.
All right.
We're back on the StreamYard. And that way we're on YouTube and on Facebook. If you're a Facebook person and you're watching, you need to click right above our watching us. There's a little section there that StreamYard is highlighted. You have to click that to give them permission to use your name on their site. If you do that, it helps us a lot. So that way we know who you are.
I just have to keep going back and forth to my phone and looking to see who it says. So hi everybody. So we got. There's Nicole. Oh, I'm just going to show you that.
So we got some new things going on while we're waiting for people to come in. We do have the Pating stickers coming. Not stickers, patches coming.
Yep.
If you want to order Pating stickers, you need to go on right below here, not in here, but on our, once I finish this, any of our YouTube, if you're watching on YouTube, actually it should be, if you're watching on your phone, right along the bottom there, it shows you where you can buy the shirts and t-shirts and hats and all kinds of neat stuff. You can buy Pating stickers there. So if you want to buy one, we haven't decided if I'm going to order those. We've ordered a limited quantity of patches, but you have to ask for those. We aren't going to give them out without asking. We also have the new stickers, which I don't know if I like them or not. It's kind of, there you go. I don't know if I like them or not. I don't know. We got new business cards that just ordered today with the new logo on it, and they look really neat. I'm really happy with that. But the patch or the stickers, I don't know. Now, we still have the big round ones that we've always had, which are those. And that's the ones that we give out to. I still got the plastic on it. And so it's kind of like
it was on the other one, too.
Yeah.
Oh, it's green.
No, it's not green. Oh, yes, it is.
That's why it's doing that.
So we're wanting to keep. We're going to keep those around for a little while because we haven't changed everything over yet to the new design that we've had. So that's a little bit about that. So tonight what we're going to talk about is we found a great motel that's over there in Sturgis that actually has 7 rooms still available for the full rally. And they also have some rooms available for the end of the rally, the last 3 or 4 days. I just talked to her.
Second weekend.
Just talked to her today, and she gave me some information. We're not going to quote any of her prices on here, but
they were reasonable.
First, I thought they were a little high, but then when I started Googling stuff, I was like, holy crap! I can't believe what they charge now for motel rooms. She's right in there. She's not the most expensive. She's not the cheapest place in the world, which I wouldn't want to, but they completely remodeled the rooms. They just bought up this hotel. Just last year, right before the rally. And during this off time now, they've remodeled all the rooms, so they're really neat. And I guess when you start thinking about it versus renting a cabin where, you got to bring all your own stuff and all that, where here you got maid service, they're coming in and making your bed and doing all that kind of stuff. So there's some advantages of having a motel versus staying at a campground and a cabin.
You have your own private bathroom.
Yeah. So the name of this place is
Sturgis Hotel on Junction. It's the one right down there. So it's real close to all the action in Sturgis.
Let me look up her name. She's got a bunch of discounts going on right now because if you book it through, I guess she's through like Orbitz or something like that, she won't give any discounts. But if you contact her directly, either call the motel number. I don't think I have her number down here. Her name is Rhonda. And so you can call Rhonda, tell them about you've seen it on Bob and Tam's, and I want to know some information about the motel. But if you book more than 5 days, I think she's giving a discount there. If you pay all up front, she's giving you another discount there. So it could save you some, not bad. When I sat down and figured it all up, it's not much difference than what some of the big places are charging for cabins. So this is something we wanted to put out there because I know, like I looked at Deadwood and I was like $700, $800 a night for in Deadwood. I was like, holy Jennifer Jupiters, that's nuts. I didn't want to buy the room. I wanted to rent the room. So, she's less than that. So I was like, okay, it seemed high to me at first, but then when I actually figured out the discounts and everything she had, if you stayed the whole 12 days of the full rally, it really wasn't too bad of a price compared to the cabins. If you're staying in a tent, then yeah, it's a lot more expensive than staying in a tent, but nobody's coming in there and making your bed. And you ain't got the air conditioning and all the other good stuff.
You just scoot a little to the left, it says. That's Dallas.
Left is my left is this way. So anyway, so that's the first thing that we want to tell you about in Sturgis is that's going on. We're still hearing a lot of the campgrounds still have quite a few spots still left. So I'm thinking at this moment, we're not going to be too hectic this year. So if you've kind of been putting off Sturgis and thinking, I don't want to go to a fight with all that crowd, this might be the prime time to think about going. Well, that's what we used to always do. We used to always go on the off years because it always was, especially right after like the 75th, we went to the 76, there was hardly nobody there. And it was great because it was still all the same vendors and everybody was still there. You had the same bands, all that kind of good stuff going on. So it was pretty neat. So that wasn't a bad, something to think about.
Charlie's not happy.
My dog's behind us crying if you hear him. And so that's what you want to think about. And so there's still time to book your campgrounds. And if you've never watched our channel before, and this is your first time you're checking us out, we have a bunch of videos that we just done the last 2 weeks. That's all going to be on, hey, I don't know what campground I want to stay at. Well, we actually have one video that we put up and talked about all the different campgrounds, depending on what kind of rides you want to go on, if you want to party at it. It just, everyone's a little different on what you have. And it's tough, just like with us. We would have never known what we know now if we didn't start this YouTube channel and go out and start talking to people. There's a lot of other YouTubers here that will, they go to one particular place or they go here, they go there. But, there's bars that we drove by that we had never stopped at. And then when we stopped the last 2 years, it was like, holy crap, these places are cool. And we're going to go back through all those this year and show you all the great things. And so we're already lining up a lot of stuff already for Sturgis. Seems like it's pretty far out. Other than the Buffalo Chip, they're the only ones that are really listing their bands right now. And that's typical. It's not uncommon for a lot of them to be just a couple months before the event that they book out the bands, the bands. Even Full Throttle is a little slow usually putting this out. So that's enough about Sturgis that we want to talk about tonight. And if you guys ever have questions or concerns, you can always email us. We answer all of our emails. We also answer all of our requests that if you now lives are tough because I don't go back and look at those. Now would you click on?
Well, I was going to put up our.
Well, you're in the wrong place.
This one?
Let me look. You got to go to, it's banners.
Okay.
So you put that. There you go. So if you want, we're trying out new things because we're trying this out before Amsoil Adam comes on tomorrow. We want to have all this kind of figured out. So that's the other reason we went to live tonight because we wanted to make sure we've never had a guest on. So we watched the video yesterday on YouTube and made sure that we know how to do it and how to put like when he's up, we can split the screen and there'll be a little bit of a background behind it versus just seeing like what's behind us now. We can put a fancy colored, which I downloaded some of those on there tonight. So it'll be on there so we can check that out. So it's kind of neat.
If anybody wants to email us, that's our email.
Yeah. So we always answer questions. And I know it's really tough. That's why we do our channel the way we do is because of that reason. Because we were totally lost. When we went to Sturgis, the first 2 or 3 years we went, we watched Full Throttle on TV and that's all we knew about. And we spent probably 75% of our time. Now we did some rides, but we never did half the rides that we do now that local people have told us about. We got something neat to tell you about Daytona when we start talking about Daytona. So if you want to know Sturgis, why we start talking so early about Sturgis is it is the granddaddy and it's the one people book up the most and all that. And everybody seems to want to end up, that's always on somebody's bucket list is that you go back to comments. If you want to go back to comments.
Is that comments there?
Well, one's comments is private comments. Yes. You got to go to regular comments.
There we go.
Private is if you had Adam on there, you could comment him and not let anybody else see it. So she goes through the comments there and see if there's anything before we jump in here to Daytona.
That's the deal, Nikki.
Yeah, so that's the
That she
number
wants
one deal. If you're looking for, because I know a lot of people are looking for, hey, where can I find something at? While she's looking through the comments, we'll tell you one more thing that we've done. I bought brand new slip-ons for the bike that we'll be putting on maybe next week. But we're going to do a video on that. We also got the tour of the factory, and pretty neat, 100% American made. And these puppies sound bad. There's a lot of people have been putting YouTube videos up saying how bad their exhaust sounds. Yeah, that sounds bad, all right. This one's going to sound good. It's deep tone. It rumbles. It's nice. I've had these before, and we bought them. I thought they were too expensive, and I asked a lot of you guys the other day about how expensive pipes were now. And I guess they've gone up a lot since the last time I bought them. So they gave us, I still paid for them. We got like a 10% discount, and I've got a video that we're going to put out for them, but that the guy's not much for giving discounts, and that's okay. I like to buy the products because just like when I make the video, it will say ain't nothing above me here, where it says this video is being sponsored by somebody that's paying me to do this video. And you got to remember that when somebody's paying you, they're more likely to say what they need to say to keep that vendor.
Not what their honest opinion is.
Yeah. Because if you said something bad about somebody's product, are they going to keep sending you free stuff? So that's enough of that. So we're going to jump in here today. Anybody have any questions?
No, everybody's just pretty much saying hi. Everybody says hello. Devin, Mike's on. Kevin's on.
So we're going to jump into Daytona. If you go to our Facebook page, which I didn't put the link up there for that, but it's a group page that we have. So actually, if you're watching on Facebook, you're actually in the group. It's called Bob and Tam's Excellent Adventure. It's our group page. I'm starting to put a few things out there, some links and some of the other channels if they don't complain about our group. And because what we're trying to do now this year is we're trying to get all the vendors to give us their flyers. So we can put them up so that way when you go to a rally, you can kind of look through our flyer or our group page, and you can pick out their flyers that they made out. So it makes it a little bit nicer than trying to search all this junk on the internet and go to their sites and they got it up or they don't have it up. And it's a mess because I do all that. I look for all that stuff. And most of the ones I've gotten, either I got them off of Facebook.
We keep calling and calling, and there's not yet. Next
we just got done talking today.
Next week.
We just called a bunch of places today in Daytona, and they still don't have everything ironed out yet. So we're going to talk a little bit about who's got what planned out already. And there's quite a few already set up. But there's a few other ones that we'll talk about that are going to be letting us know in the next week or so. And we'll come back with that information as soon as we get that good information. We've also got a bike show that we're going to be doing at the Hard Rock. They are interested in sitting down and talking to us before it. So we'll have a preview on that. And it pretty much looks like we're probably going to get inside and film all that. So it'll be pretty neat. And also down at what's the other one called? Where they have the wrestling.
Oh, Doghouse?
Yeah, Doghouse. They have a great bikini contest. And so we'll be down there for that. We've been kind of talking to them, too, the owner of the bar there. And what?
I said, can't miss that.
That's right. So let's go. You can talk about the first one. First one we're going to talk about, then I should look at the other computer where she's actually cheating off of our Facebook page.
Yeah.
So she's going to talk a little bit.
So I guess the first one is
you have the right. Yeah, you have the right one.
Yeah.
Okay, first one we're going to talk about is
Boot Hill Saloon.
Okay. And if you don't know where that's at, that's actually on the
Main Street.
No, it's Boot Hill is, yeah.
It's not it's got the outpost too, so
they're also out on the one across the street from Iron Horse.
Yes.
Next door to
Broken Spoke.
There you go. So she's going to tell you a couple bands that they've already listed. These are tribute bands.
Yeah. So they're going to have an AC/DC tribute band. They're going to have an Iron Maiden tribute band. It says Jackknife. I don't know who they are. And then it looks like they're going to have one from Heart 2 and DTO.
It'd be like BTO.
Maybe. But those are some of the ones they're going to have at Boot Hill. And then at Daytona Harley Davidson. So that's Destination Daytona. Jackal's going to be there on March 11th.
So mark that down because that's not even on their calendar yet.
There's just the 12th. I put my glasses on. Yeah. It's too far away.
So what they're doing is
it's the 12th. They
sent us the flyers yesterday, but they're not updating their page till today, their calendar. You have to go into their calendar and see all this stuff. So
on March 6th, they're going to have the Bike Builders Breakfast, and that's in the morning. That's $20 a person. You get breakfast, and you get to meet all these really cool bike builders. They actually make, I don't know, they did this last year. I don't know if they do the same thing every year, where they make a small miniature, like if they were a little kid now, what kind of bicycle would they build for themselves to be like
So
a
it's like those little bicycles that you can walk. There's no pedals on them. They're like, I don't know what they call those bikes now. One of our grandkids had one of those bikes.
sliders,
I don't know.
riders?
But they're made. They customize them to look like whatever they bike build. What's neat there is we met Billy Lane and his brother. We also met race car driver.
Oh, Rusty Wallace.
Rusty Wallace and his son. They make those choppers now. There's a bunch of other ones. I'm just bad on names.
Yeah.
And
I don't really know any bike builders, but we did meet quite a few.
But it was a really
cool.
neat time to go. It's in the morning, $20. They give you like a breakfast, and it's just a one-on-one thing. You just go around, you get to talk to these guys, and
really neat.
And we'll be there. They want us to film it again and stuff like that. So if you go to it and you want to know who anybody is, come by us. That's how we find out, because we know the lady that actually puts it on, and she'll always point us to the great people that do the bike building stuff.
Like, come here, you need to talk to this guy, you
Yeah.
know. So.
And so it's really neat. And also that's how we got to the Nashville one last year, because the people that put that on, the promoter, was actually there. Also, if any of you are Buffalo Chip campers, Rod was there last year. We actually let him do a shot on our channel. So you meet a lot of really neat people there, and it's not that crowded. So it's something to think about. You go onto the Ross Myers page, go into their calendar, go all the way to March, and then it's highlighted there where you click it, and it'll take you to order your tickets. If you run into problems ordering tickets, once again, email us back and tell us that, hey, it's not, because I did it last year. It said it was sold out, and then when we called, they're like, oh, it's not sold out. And it's like, so there was a glitch, and we caught it for them just in time so they could keep selling tickets.
Because we went to hurry up and get tickets. We didn't find out till the last minute. So I tried, and it said all sold out.
So another thing, we're big St. Louis people. They're going to have the Clydesdales there on
March 7th.
That's right. They're actually going to have a parade, which I'm assuming the parade's just going to go through the dealership there, out through JP Cycles and out the back, but I don't know. They just said there's a parade. I think it's at 10:30 in the morning on the 7th. So you definitely want, they bring a big crowd like they did in Sturgis last year when they bring those Clydesdales out. They also had them out at the Buffalo, or at the, not Buffalo. Buffalo Trip they didn't come to. We weren't there when they did it. And we seen them at Both Rallies when we
just happened to be there when they were there. We didn't plan that. Have you seen the pics of the new HD Lowrider ST? No, but we're going to go up there this Thursday.
Yep.
And we'll be able to see all them, and we'll get you guys pictures of.
So that's what's coming up too. Yes, is that pretty much everybody for Daytona?
Yeah, I think so.
So they're going to be posting more and more stuff, but I mean, this is just the tidbit of what we just starting to get from places in Daytona, and it's like 38 days from now, or 40, less than 40 days. I think we're at 39 or 38 days. The rally starts. So that's how slow a lot of this stuff is. There's also, we can also predict that a lot of other places, a lot of them have the same bands that they have elsewhere. If they had somebody last year, the idea is probably the Broken Spoke will probably have Big Engine. And if you've never checked those guys out, they're a really neat band. They play in Myrtle Beach, they play in Sturgis, and they do here. But each lead singer, they have like 5 or 6 of them, and they dress up as the artist, like if it's Kiss or if it's I can't think of the.
Oh, Hairball.
Yeah, but I know that's the name of the band, Hairball. But I was thinking of all the people that they dressed up as.
Friends.
The Gigolo. Who sings the Gigolo? I'm not a Gigolo.
David Lee Roth.
They had a guy dressed up like that, and they look really good, and they sound really good.
Yeah.
And so that's something to think about. And each one of the shows, usually they book them because they're not cheap. They'll do 4 or 5 nights of them in a row, and they're really good. Every night is a different show, and they compare it to like a Las Vegas act, a tribute bands like that from Las Vegas, and they're pretty good. So that's another one that we don't have a definite on it, but good money is they will be there. Now, across the street, they usually have David Allen Coe, but if any of you follow David Allen Coe, he's not been doing very well health-wise. So that may be one of the reasons. That's one of the places right now, the Iron Horse and the Broken Spoke. Just talked to them this afternoon. They don't have anything that willing to tell us at this moment. So I think a lot of it depends on that. David Allen Coe's been coming out there for years and playing a show, and they carry him up to the stage, and we got him on video last year coming up to the stage, and we didn't ever get to talk to him. They wouldn't let us get that close. But that's doesn't matter how he sings, but to be around somebody that's been around that long, that's special.
So I don't know where the Outer Banks is, Shauna. I don't think we've ever been there. Is that in Florida, down there in Daytona? Seems like that sounds familiar, but I don't know exactly where the Outer Banks is. We've never been sprayed by a skunk, Dallas, on the bike. We've driven by one, how you can smell it, but we've never been sprayed. We had a dog that got sprayed once, or he rolled around in a dead skunk. One of the two. It was nasty. Anyway, we're home and we're in Arizona. And gee, Ratham, if you're looking for a camper to rent called Jack's Campers in Sturgis, he said he's going next year, not this year. But Jack's Campers, Buffalo Chip does have campers that they rent out too, that they have some there. And I think it's from Jack's Campers too, but call them or the Buffalo Chip. They should be able to get you hooked up with a camper, an RV. What about their building?
My building?
Yes.
Got the building permits today. Picked them up. $1,000 later, we got building permits. So
$1,000 for a bunch of paper.
I don't know. I'm really hoping. Well, the idea is the builder wasn't there today to drop off the permits that we picked up. So what they've we thought the building was supposed to be here by now.
By February.
But when we got back in November from Texas,
different story.
They told us that it wouldn't be here till like August. That's when it comes off the assembly line, or that's when they'll have everything will be ready to be shipped. I think it'll be
delivered.
And then they figured it could be delivered sometime after that. And then the building will probably go up sometime in September, October, which will be back here during that time. So honestly, I'm not really looking now till the first of the year. I've still got to put the electric in it. I got to put the water in it, and we got to put a septic tank in, and we got to put a fence around the building so nobody steals my stuff. So that'll be pretty neat if we ever get to that point, and that's next year, and that's hopefully we'll do the bike.
Because it'll be a year. I guess it was in July when we actually bought the ground and tried to get all this started.
Yeah.
So it's not easy.
Not an easy process.
Oh, motor home. They used to rent them out in Shade Valley, but there's different owners now, so I don't know. So
it's hard to say that there isn't anybody there that I know. What you might want to do is there's a whole bunch of, which I'll have to look it up because we've got the RV too. There's a lot of places now that are renting people's RVs. So you might be able to do something like that. Like let's say, which I don't, it's tough in South Dakota because there's not a whole lot of people in South Dakota. Less than 1 million people cover the whole ground out there. So you don't have a lot of people, but you might be able to find something like, depending on where you came from, like us, we were going to rent a camper back in
Toy Hauler.
Yeah, Toy Hauler.
2019.
Yeah. And we were going to rent, we had already rented, we were going to pick it up in Phoenix on the way going. So she would drive my truck and I would drive the motorcycle, and then she would have everything in the back of the trailer or truck. And then we got there, we'd load it all up, put the bike in there, and we'd take off. Now you might be able to find something like that, but I mean, if you had a motorhome, well, then you're going to have to, very many motorhomes are toy haulers. So you would end up having to have an extra person that could drive a motorhome and then still be able to drive your bike. So that's another choice if you wanted to rent something. But I'll have to look up that website, and we can put it on our Facebook page of rentals. Don't know anything about it. I hear people do it. They say how much money they can make a month. I won't do it, but there's probably people out there that will do it. There used to be a lot of places that we've rented motorhomes for like $99 a day, and they give you like 100 miles. That's what sucks. Most of these places only want to give you like 100 miles.
That's been quite a few years ago also.
And they want to charge you 25 to 50 cents a mile over that. So that's what kills you. We were lucky. We lived in California. We rented one down in San Diego, and we just drove around the corner.
And went to Mission Bay.
Yeah. So we managed, we had it for 3 or 4 days, and we never drove it over 100 miles probably, or 100, 200 miles, no more than that. So there is places like that. But what's bad is South Dakota is very small. So you run into a lot of problems of finding somebody that would do that. You probably would have to go definitely to Rapid City, but you might have to even go all the way over to Sioux Falls to find somebody there.
Oh, you can call that Jack's Campers. They might know somebody that rents motorhomes. I don't know. Or they might rent motorhomes too. I know they do RVs, yes, but I don't know. But they might lead you in the right direction.
Look at your list so we can do our next Daytona thing.
I think that's all I had for
now. If you're looking to go to Daytona and you're going to pull an RV, it is sold out. Dry camping is all that's left. The one down by the flea market, I looked it up the other day what the name of that place was, and I forget what it is now. They've still got some. They also said that Cackleberry still has some dry spots. They're way in the back. And bad news is last year when it rained, they got stuck. They got to get headed what?
They had a friend in school that used to dress like Cher. His name was Doug.
Oh, we used to have a guy who was at one of the weddings we did. We used to DJ. They made us play the Aerosmith song. Dude
Oh,
looks like
dude
a,
looked like a lady.
and he did. He had hair all the way down his back, and he got
Almost
out
to his
there.
waist. He got out
I
there
was like, "Are
danced.
you sure?" And it was a big brawly guy, and I'm like, "You sure you want to do that?" And they're like, "Yeah, make sure you
Call
dedicate
him
it
out
to him."
there. Call him out there on the floor, and then play "Dude Looked Like a Lady." He
And
danced.
he got into it. So, anything else? You can pull the next thing up.
So what's next?
I don't know. You got to pull that down and see what else is there. There's some more I've done.
I didn't see nothing else. It was just all our stuff's coming up.
Right there.
Motorcycle rodeo. Chicago style bikes.
So here's another event that is probably not as popular because it's something I just found off the internet, and they're calling it the Chicago Style Bike Show, and it's going to be on March 10th. You pulled it down too far, I can't see it.
Yeah,
Yeah, March 10th, and where's it going to be at?
$10 a person to get in, and it's down in Edgewater.
And Edgewater's not that far away. It's another nice ride to go do. The other thing that is the very first Saturday is Delane. It's Delane, right? That has DeLand. They have, which I think I do have something on there about that. DeLand has their one-day event. It's only Saturday, and that's it. But they say it's really worth going to, which we'll definitely go down there and check it out. So it'll be neat. But the bad news is if you miss it, you can't go back. You have to wait till next year to see that one. So they're going to have a bike rodeo. They're having a bike show there. What else are they saying they're having going on? Bike rodeo is, I guess the bike show is from what, 1 to 3?
1 to 3 registration, and the bike rodeo is 2 to 5. And they're going to have first, second, and third places, I guess, in the bike rodeo. Registration starts at noon and goes to 1. So they only have 1 hour if you want to register for the bike show. They have door prizes, raffles, 50-50 auction, food, and music.
There you go.
And that's in Edgewater. So that's south of Daytona, south of New Smyrna Beach.
So a lot of these little towns have a lot of different things going on. And here's my favorite. This is my favorite bike show, and you should never miss this one. And it's
Willie's Tropical Tattoo Chopper Time. It's old school chopper show.
This is where, if you like to see vintage bikes, this is it.
Or rat rods, is that what they call them?
Yeah.
I mean,
there's even out on the street coming in on the side.
People just lined up. They're not even in the show.
That's the best. Now, I like to see the vintage bikes, and I like to see a variety of bikes, and you're going to see that there. Where you go to a lot of them, you go down to Daytona, you go down to the boardwalk, and you're going to see more of the bikes that have the loud stereos and the full dressers and some trikes and all kinds of more newer stuff that you're going to see. And if you like to see that, which is nice to see that, and they had a guy last year that had those electric bikes there that were really neat. So that was pretty neat.
German?
Yeah.
Russia?
Russia, I think they were from, and that was really neat. So there's a lot of bike shows, and we'll be talking a lot more about them. We also have on, if you're thinking about where different rallies are at, on our Facebook page, you can go on the Bug Slide site, and he actually shows you all the rallies he's going to, which is most of the ones that we go to, but he's got some smaller ones that we don't do. So she's still looking through there and seeing what's going on. What else we have up there on our list? I should have that one for that girl with at the Hard Rock.
There was one with the girl. Maybe that was it.
Because she's still looking. Oh, there's the house.
Yeah.
So we have 2 different deals I forgot about in Sturgis. If you're looking for a place to stay, we did just say that too. We have another campground that's a little bit more reasonable out in Rapid City, and that's the one that your friends stay at. Hart Ranch.
Oh, Hart Ranch.
Hart Ranch. When I looked the other day for the whole rally, figured out to be $33.65 a day if you did the whole rally. So it really wasn't a bad price if you wanted to go, but it's a little farther away. It's not a bad ride. We've stayed out there and traveled into Sturgis from Rapid City. But what's nice about if you stay in Rapid City is you're so much closer to Iron Mountain and Needles Highway and Custer and all those little towns out there, closer to my favorite place to ride to.
Where are we talking about?
Badlands.
Oh.
It's closer to that. Also, there's a military base out there that you can see the museum of airplanes and stuff that's out there. That's right outside of Rapid City, going away from Sturgis. So that's, there's a lot of neat things out there in Sturgis or in Rapid City to do. Now, we do have a friend that actually has a house in Rapid City that we rented from. He rents the basement out. He's got 2 queen-size beds, private rooms with a bathroom between them. And he even lets you use his laundry down in the basement. And he's also lets you park your bikes in the garage. He's got a refrigerator for you out in the garage. Great people. So he still has those rooms available if somebody's interested. You can contact us through here, or you can go on the Facebook page. And if you went down, it's down there. Then you put a comment and it'll come to the top. If you put a comment on that one, it'll come back up to the top. You can contact him through his email. Doug's his name. Great guy. Like I say, it's you couldn't ask for anything better. And sometimes people just want to get away from being downtown Sturgis or down in all that mess. There's so much to do in Sturgis. So don't think you have to stay in Sturgis to see stuff. Probably the first time we went to Sturgis, we spent a day in Sturgis and we left. We've seen what was down there. It's very crowded down there. Traffic's really bad if traffic gets bad down there. And it's just, there's some vendors down there, but not as much as what you would see. Plus, you're out in Rapid City, you're real close to the Harley dealer, where probably I'd probably say 75% of the vendors are there. Yeah. So we also have another place that's actually walking distance from the Main Street. Yeah. It's actually right across the street from
Sun Lozelle.
Broken Spoke.
Horse.
And so you walk out the back, and it's actually a block and a half to Main Street there. If you were there last year and you've seen the BMW dealer that was there, they were right there. So they've got rooms that they rent, and they're on our site too. You can check them out.
It's called the Sturgis House.
Yep.
And they have different rooms.
Yeah. So they have some big rooms you can put like 6 or 8 people in, bunk beds and stuff. They have more private rooms. I don't know what all she's still got available, but it's called the Sturgis House, and you can Google that.
And it's on Facebook.
And they're on Facebook too. So you can go there and check out rooms there. And they're about the same price as if you're going to be renting a hotel room or something like that too. So they're not.
And I think there's 5 or 6 bathrooms on the property. You don't have your own private bathroom, but they have multiple bathrooms where you can shower. They have laundry in there too, that you can use the laundry and stuff.
Refrigerator, and depends on what part you stay in. If you stay in the main house, there's a kitchen and all that you get to use. They've got 2 other buildings in the back that have, I think one of them had a kitchen in it too. So, but you can check with them and they can tell you all the stuff that goes on it. We did a video on it last year and I showed it. And
Bullhead City, Arizona is where we are.
So the next thing we want to talk about, Daytona. A lot of people talk about this is the burning bike. What the heck is the burning bike? Actually, it's not a bike. It's actually a giant wooden motorcycle that they make that it's made out of cedar. And they first build it and it'll be out by the road, and then they move it to the back of the property. This thing's gigantic. This thing is probably, I don't know, 50 feet, 100 feet tall. I don't know. It's tall.
Yeah, it's tall.
We did a video.
It's probably a football field long.
Yeah. We did a video on it last year, and we got the owner there to tell us all about it, and the promoter, I guess, about how they build it.
Didn't
and all
we
that
talk
stuff.
to the builder too?
Maybe.
The older guy, yeah.
But they have a campground there too. Some people say there are still some spots there, but it's not a very big campground. They only had probably 20 or 30 full hookups. I'm not even sure if they were full. They might have just been electric and water. And then they have tent camping, of course, too. But they have a whole lot of stuff going on out there. They also have a flea market out there, a bike swap meet. And you can get a lot of neat stuff out there, which we didn't make it to that last year. We'll probably get out there this year to look at the stuff. But if you've got a bike and you're looking for parts for it, that's a neat place to check out. They also have bands. They have a bikini contest out there. We filmed that last year. They have food, some vendors out there. So that's something that's kind of worth your while, but it's about 25, 30 miles on the other side of the speedway. So it is a ride out there. Ain't much between there and there. You got anything else that they're saying on their site? On their web
they also, we covered their bikini or contest or Miss Burning Bike. Is that what you just said? Mm-hmm. Sorry, I was reading the things. So yeah, one girl was not very happy. She kind of just pushed me right aside. Poker Run, that's here.
So we'll say that in a minute. Let me looking for the bike show that's going to be at the Hard Rock. We talked to that later.
Oh yeah. So Harleen Forever says, so in the back of Crackleberry for tent camping is a mess. I've heard if it rains, it gets pretty
did we find
mushy back there. Did we find what?
A video for that one bar I just was talking about, Hog. What was that thing? Where the midget wrestling's at?
Oh, Doghouse?
Doghouse. They were supposed to send me a flyer. So she'd give it to me today.
I don't know. She must stop there, I guess.
Let me look and see if they got anything on there. What is it again?
Doghouse.
Doghouse in Daytona. Actually, not in Daytona.
It's Orangeport. It's where it's in.
Let's see if they put their flyer up.
All right, we'll have to meet up with you, Grizzly. He said he's going to be staying at Volusia County Fairgrounds. Is that in DeLand?
What?
Where the fairgrounds is at. That's where Highway Hellion is at. Going to stay in Daytona.
All right, it's not there. Let's see. That is.
What's DeLand by? DeLand's halfway between Daytona and Orlando, so it's pretty far out there. I don't think there's really a whole lot in between it. It's right off the 4. So if you go down the 95 and take the 4 east, west. I'm on the East Coast now, so it's west.
I think you can also go out the back way through Cackleberry, go out that way, and you make a turn, and you can kind of weave around that way too to get to it. Yeah.
It's a good 20 miles, maybe not quite 30, but it's out there.
So Doghouse is supposed to have a bunch of bands and stuff too, but they were supposed to promise me they were going to send me something, and I did not get it.
Somebody said DeLand also has a little, the city the weekend before has a little motorcycle.
We just talked about that Saturday.
Oh, well, I don't know. I'm doing 3 things. I'm not listening to you.
We already talked about DeLand. It's the first Saturday of the month.
All right.
Of
there
the
you
rally,
go.
first Saturday. And we should have some more stuff on there. So tomorrow's going to be, while she's looking to see if we got anything else up there, tomorrow is going to be Adam Amsoil. Amsoil Adam's going to come on. We're going to talk about batteries, lithium batteries, a regular acid battery, about tenders. Reason we brought this up is last week when we were discussing this, somebody's motorcycle, it was actually on Facebook, lost everything. Lost his, they had a nice bike, it was red, and I think it might have been a fireman bike.
It was Cackleberry.
And lost all that, and so it was really sad, and he lost his car. I think he had a couple of historic cars in there, and the fire department basically ended up saying that it was caused at the motorcycle. Well, he's assuming it was the tender. Well, of course, everything's gone, so the tender's gone. So it's hard to say if the battery overheated, if it was the tender, if there was a spark and it ignited some gas. All I know is it was at that. So some people were actually asking about what lithium batteries are. And then somebody else came out and said, hey, I bought a battery from Amsoil Adam that was lithium. So we called him, talked to him, and he's going to come on tomorrow and same time, and we're going to be talking about batteries. So that's kind of all we're going to talk about tomorrow, unless you guys got any questions during that time. But we're going to probably just do batteries. Then Thursday, we're heading to Las Vegas. Why? A couple things going on. Actually, there's the Buffalo chip that had those, we were just talking about those vintage bikes.
It's called Mercam Motorcycle Auction in Vegas this weekend. Somebody asked if we were going to be there.
We don't know if we're going to be in, we're going to be in Vegas, and we haven't decided. We've talked to the lady that's in charge of having the bikes there, and what they do is those little bikes that she was talking about in Daytona that the builders build, and they're going to auction those off on Thursday. And I don't know what time Thursday. We're leaving Thursday to go, so we'll have to see how it all works. She's going to get a hold of the lady that's in charge of this and talk to her. She does all the bike shows in the Buffalo Chip. She also does the bike breakfast.
Maryland.
She's in charge of all that. And she said she'd meet up with us. I just don't know if I want to pay. I think it's like $50 to get in. I don't really want to pay $50 just to film.
$25 a person, I think. So
it's still $50.
Well,
and just don't know if I want to justify that. And then I'm not even sure if they'll let us film anything. A lot of times you go to big events like that, they don't want you doing anything. So I don't know. So we'll wait and see. We might do that. So Thursday, that's where we're going to be. We might hit the dealer first thing when we get there to see what new models they already have out.
I'm sure they're going to sell some of them that Wednesday when they debut them.
Probably.
Devin might want to know if we know anything about Fish and Fry in Deadwood. It looks like that's where they're going to stay this year.
We've heard a lot of good things about it, but we've never stayed there. We drove by it a bunch of times, but never stayed there.
If Mike likes to fish, or if you like to fish, you can fish there in the creek or river, whatever's right there, and catch it, and they'll clean it and fry it for you.
Yeah. So it's pretty neat, and we were going to definitely stop there this year, but it is off the beaten track. You're kind of, I think they actually say they're in Spearfish or Deadwood. They're a little ways away. So you're kind of out there by yourself. It's actually did we go by there when we did our ride?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we drove by there when we did our ride, so it's kind of out that way.
I don't think Deb and Mike was out there. I don't know if they were out there when we were.
So that
They
is
met them
something,
in-
but it's not a bad place. But I mean, we've only heard from people that have told us that we should definitely check it out. So we've got that on the list for this year to get down there, hopefully before the rally, and check it out before it's so busy, and see what they've got going on there. And I was looking up that bike show in Hard Rock. I think it's a girls group, motorcycle group that's doing it. Bike show at the
No,
Hard
but I
Rock
would
in
like that
Daytona.
because I like John Travolta. I don't know. So did you invite John Travolta to come to Daytona with you? Kickstands. That's where they're gonna.
Okay,
Nebraska's on. Oh, is that the girls one you were looking for?
Yeah. So let me see if I can find out what day it is. But what it's called is it's the Big Wheel Woman's, is a woman-owned operated business centered around creating motorcycle events for custom motorcycle build enthusiasts, as well as seminars by only women riding motorcycles. So it's going to be in the Hard Rock this year. I contacted them, and they're going to let me talk to, I don't know if I'm talking to somebody at Hard Rock or if we're talking to somebody that's in charge of the event. I don't know yet. But when we get there, we're going to sit down and talk to them and get that all figured out. And hopefully we'll get you some really good information on that. Especially, I'm assuming they let anybody in. But they're talking about the dates that they've got is going to be March 12th and no, that was last year. So they must have not put the new one up yet. There's 2022. There's Rumble Night. That might be just there.
Ramon Jack.
So yeah, maybe it is going to be the same night. It looks like Saturday is March 12th, 2022. It starts at 11 a.m. and goes to 10:55. And they've got actually a Facebook interest page. So they've got a lot of, so that's something we're going to get some good information on. We're also hearing that the convention center in Daytona is going to have vendors and some stuff going on there too. So we'll be getting, as soon as we get in there, we'll find that out. And for any of you that have ever been to One-Eyed Jack's in Daytona, it's been sold. And we're hopefully in Daytona, because that's where they're at, we're going to get to talk to the new owners there and chat with them, hopefully, if all goes well, about what their plans are, what their future is, what they think they're going to do with their bar. The person that actually owned it, they're going to stay on a couple of years and help these people run it because they were actually in another business. And we won't say what that is right now. If you got on Facebook, you might have already seen what business they have. But once we talk to them, if they want to go public with everything, then we will. And you'll be surprised what kind of business they have now. So we got that kind of lined up. We're hopefully going to have time to, we have a connection to get with the city of Daytona to get some good information. Daytona's always talked about getting rid of the rally, which they did. And now they're interested in getting it back together. So we're going to look and see and talk to them. We'd love to talk to the mayor. And we have a connection where hopefully that connection will make it happen. And the mayor, and we can see what his thoughts are about the rally. You also got, would you find something else there?
This is at Cackleberry.
Yeah, so Cackleberry has already listed all their bands that they're going to have.
So Terry Scott says he can get one of us into the thing up in Vegas.
Oh, to McCurry.
Yeah, he said he's got one guest pass. He said I can get one of you guys in at the, I don't know how you say that, Mercom.
Email us. Let me put my little email back up there. Email us, and I will send you my phone number. Banners. Banner. Look. Hey, worked again.
It's better than me trying to hold a piece of paper.
Yeah, we're getting high tech here. I pay this freaking money for this stupid thing, so we might as well get something. So email us, and I will send you our phone number. And what you can do is, like I say, we're not going to be there till Thursday. I think it starts on Wednesday, doesn't it? Didn't it already start? And let us know. And once you get our phone number, just don't call first. Text us, tell us who you are, and then we'll answer your phone call, or we'll call you right back. And then we can set it up and figure out what time.
You can email us your phone number, and we'll call you. Because that phone we just don't turn that ringer on.
Yeah, because we just don't. We're giving this phone number out to
our
subscribers, and we don't want to put it out. We haven't decided how we're going to put it out yet. But there's a lot of people that will not go on Facebook. They don't want it, and I'm okay with that. And so we're thinking about giving out this phone number, which is actually a Sturgis phone number. And but we don't answer the phone because there's still, even in the phone that we just got last year, still get the stupid spam people calling us, trying to sell us the IRS is coming after us. You know,
or forgive your
from
student loan.
Pakistan.
We don't have a student loan.
Yeah. So so that's why we only text everything on here. So we've been giving it out to people as a contact. If we meet you or something like that, say, hey, if you want to contact us with this, and because I'm going to really try to keep the Facebook page as current as possible of where we're at on a regular basis.
Okay. So there you go. Terry Scott, there was our email.
Okay.
So then I can go back to comments.
Yep, there you go.
Now I don't know where I was at because I'm way behind.
Well, you look at that while I look at this stuff here.
Okay, so Crackleberry, March 4th, they're going to have Big Daddy Band, American Hot Rods, and Twisted Minds. March 5th, Big Daddy again, Twisted Minds, and Shovelhead Show. March 6th, they're going to have Low Valley Nikoloff Band. Nikoloff, I guess, band.
A lot of these bands are probably local bands. So
they might be tribute bands, but
one of them's got a girl coming in that's been there before, and everybody's crazy about her. I don't know.
Jasmine girl.
Yeah, I think that's who it was. And a lot of people are crazy about it. I think we seen her in Panama City. She started out really good, and then she started playing
headbanging music.
We're not into headbanging music, so we kind of walked away.
Yeah, she was playing like a bunch of 80s. She played like 3 or 4 songs. Yeah, it was really great. Good. She was really good. And then all of a sudden, I thought, well, she got to get that out of her system or somebody.
We walked around, came back, and she's still playing it.
I don't know.
And so I don't know. So I guess, Jeff, you're staying at Kickstand. And Kickstand's a pretty neat place. We've tried to talk to them several times. We talked to, what's his name? Joey, but he always wants her to talk. And she's not always available. And then when we try to get her during the rally, she's crazy. Not crazy working.
Yeah, so she's busy, not crazy. Busy.
Hey, Tam, what sexy pair of shades are you rocking today?
I had those. I showed them. I put them on.
They're pinky.
My 99-cent ones.
Yeah, she's found she got like 30 of them laying over here by the sink. Burning Bike is at about
they're all scratched up.
Fairgrounds. Yes, it is. That's the name of the fairgrounds that the Burning Bike's at.
Yeah.
We didn't say that.
Oh, well, I can't say it. That county.
Yeah. So Redfing's on. He's going to be showing us all around St. Augustine's for all you guys. Yeah. And we'll be showing you that real soon when we get down there. Because, heck, we're leaving on the 11th. We're already heading that way. People go, what are you doing so early?
And then we'll be there in St. Augustine's on the 18th.
From Minnesota. I bet you it's cold up there.
Yep. Somebody said it was, I don't know, maybe they said in Sturgis was cold.
Doghouse is in Port Orange, great price. We never made it to there last year. And so we're definitely going to the Doghouse. I seen one of our other YouTubers that we are friends with. He put a video up the other day. Actually, we're in his video. We'll give him a shout out. It was Prime Cut Pro. He did a highlight video the other day, and I just kind of looked through it. I'm like, oh crap! He videotaped us while we were videotaping our ending. And so I thanked him for putting it on. He's a great guy. It's
Prime Cut Pro.
No, what's his name?
Oh, Kelly.
And he's in Florida. And great guy. And actually, he's a great guy to have because he's got 900,000 subscribers. And so he's worked a long time to get to where he's at. He's a little different. He's definitely different from us, but he shows you a lot. When I show my fast-paced videos that we just had out yesterday, that's what he does, a lot of that. And which is great, but we like to give out good information too. So we try to give you a taste of both.
Mix it up a little. We don't want you to
get
bored with us.
User, if you click right above it, it says StreamYard give permission. If you click that, it gives permission for StreamYard to use your name.
I can see it on my phone, Saddle Tramp.
Somebody just sent me something.
Terry just emailed us, he said.
All right.
He's the one that's got the passes.
Came up on the blue phone.
Usually that's what we're streaming from, but
yeah.
Last time you made it bigger.
I guess I can do that, can I? I didn't think about it.
Is that it?
Oh!
There, look, now I can see the comments. Holy cow.
I wasn't thinking. Well, see, we're using the Apple computer. And because it's it's faster drive and stuff, and it's more set up to do what we do. And my other computer that we've used all this time making videos, we didn't know if we were going to get back into doing DJing, doing weddings and stuff, or if I was going to do video. And so I got it set up to be able to put music in it and all this. I've got like 100,000 songs that I've had forever. And Fairgrounds is Route 44 west of I-4. It's not too far. Well, if you go from It's like 20 something miles, and it's not that far.
Well, I guess we didn't really know where it was, and we kept driving and driving and driving.
But coming back, it's not bad.
Because
I mean,
we stayed for the bike ride and we were on the motorcycle, so it didn't seem like it took us as long to get back, and it's pitch black.
Yeah, so Cackleberries is a swamp when it rains. We've heard that too. But they have added lots of asphalt millings to stop the mud, which is great. And that's a place that's one of the places that I think they've gotten bigger and bigger every year. And they just don't have a lot of ground, so they got to work with what they have. And like I say, it is what it is. And because they said it used to be that across the street is Cabbage Patch. They used to have behind them a campground, which they don't have anymore. They've got the one across the street that is only mainly tents now. You can stay for $10 a piece. I thought I'd seen trailers there, but she says there wasn't, so I don't know. Do you see anything else going on in Cackleberry? Does it say what day does it say when they're having their bikini contest and all that, or any midgets or anything like that?
I don't see nothing yet. So it looks like almost all bands. Shovelhead. I think Shovelhead is actually a band, not a show they're going to have.
Yeah, because they usually have a couple of bike shows out there too, and also over at the Cabbage Patch they have bike shows. They always have the sound one over there. I'm not big going to the sound one. I wish they would do, which they say a couple of them do this, that they would give them all the same song. Charlie, no, the same song to play, and that way you can compare how the quality of that is. Or maybe two, you have a rock and roll song with higher pitch, and then a bass song, more of a rap type song or dance song or whatever they want to put on, where you could actually hear the difference. But if somebody's got a really high grade quality MP3 versus somebody that's got some crappy one that he downloaded from the internet, then yeah, that could he could lose because of that.
Hit the thumbs up there.
Yep. And so you can thumb through there and see if there's any more on there. I think I had some more stuff. But you can also over there at where's Radfink at? Radfink, what's the campground that's right there at the corner of is it Crazy Horse Campground? The one that's right there by
Tamaka Farms.
Yeah, Tamaka Farms right there, Tamaka Farms and the Speedway Drive. I think that's Crazy Horse. They have all boondocking there. I thought they had hookups, but they don't. Radfink actually lives in St. Augustine, so he's pretty good. He knows a lot of stuff that goes on. Yeah. So Jasmine Kane is going to be playing at Dirty Harry. Now, this is actually the same place owns several bars there. They own Dirty Harry's. They also own the Full Moon across the street. So they're actually going to have Jasmine Kane, if you're a fan of hers, that she's going to be there on the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, the 7th, the 11th, and the 12th at those two bars, bouncing back and forth. So if you're a fan of hers, So if you're a fan of hers, you might definitely want to put that on your calendar and be ready to check that out. Well, nobody hopes for rain, and no, we've been very lucky all last year. We only got a little bit of rain. I forget where.
Myrtle Beach. It rained that Wednesday, the middle of the rally. It rained Wednesday during the spring. And then it rained a little bit in between the rallies, but never at the rally.
So is that the same person you were just talking about?
Yeah, probably because it's Terry. Yeah, Terry Scott. So.
All right. Does Buc-ee's have good potato salad? I don't know if we had any potato salad at Buc-ee's.
He has neat potato salad. I've never tried it.
I didn't try it. But almost everything that we've had at Buc-ee's has been really good.
Somebody wanted to know if we were going to do a show from there.
Oh, we are going to do a show. We're going to tell you the good, the bad, and what's really ugly about Buc-ee's. I'm not very happy with Buc-ee's. We'll tell you soon when we hit Texas.
He's not going to tell you until he gets in front of Buc-ee's.
Because I want them to hear me. And I want them to do something about this because this is just effed up. This is the stupidest effing thing that anybody could ever have done to do it to a business. They must have their head up their butt.
Merry Christmas stuff. I mean,
wiggling their ears or something. I don't know what they're doing. Steve's on there. Yeah. There's Denver. Denver's in the house.
Yeah, Robert Davis.
How do you get a schedule of where you will be in Daytona? Would love to meet you guys.
Are you on Facebook, David?
If you go on Facebook, that's the best way to find us on our group page. We will post regularly. Now, if you go back, did we do it on a live? What did we say where we gave out all our dates? I think it was on a live.
I don't know.
I think it was. I think we did a live a while back telling you what our schedule was, and we actually told you what campgrounds we were going to be at. Because like in Daytona, we're first going to spend 3 days down in St. Augustine's. We're actually first night we stay in a church parking lot, and then 2, 3
in
nights
Jacksonville.
and Jacksonville. 2, 3
Then
nights.
the 18th to the 22nd will be in St. Augustine's.
Yep.
And the 22nd we move to Daytona Beach.
Ormond Beach.
Ormond Beach.
We'll be in Ormond Beach, and then during the rally, we're going to a private individual over in Orange Park, or Park Orange, Port Orange.
Orange.
Used to live in Orange Park in California.
Park Acres.
Used to be a horsey community.
It was.
So that's the best way. Now, if you're not a Facebook person, here we'll go back. If you're not a Facebook person and you say Facebook sucks, you can send us an email and I will send you our personal phone number that you can only text to, and we'll get back with you and we'll tell you kind of where we're at and all that good stuff. We'll leave that up. No, I can't leave that up if we're going to use comments. Comments are back. I don't know.
See, that's what happens when you go to that. You come back, you don't know you lost your place.
There's Denver and all that. I was just there. I don't know what purple is. Purple slide.
I don't know. Mrs. Road Queen.
Let's see. Here are our favorites. Thank you. Red Fang, click that thumbs up.
How many thumbs ups we have? We have 110 people on. How about that?
Oh, no, that's pretty good for Tuesday. You guys have really been going good. So I'm glad I'm not doing Sundays anymore. Sundays were sucking there. I had like 20 people on. What's the name of the site the monkey is staying at? Which is one
the coleslaw. That's Cabbage Patch.
Cabbage Patch. But he normally doesn't stay at the Cabbage Patch. He stays at Cackleberry.
That's where he did last in October, I think.
Because Cackleberry, he's coming on tonight, I think. And no, he's doing Sturgis tonight. Where to stay and party and stuff. I think that's what it is. I haven't seen it. But he's supposed to come out. I think it's tonight. Or maybe it's tomorrow night. It's tomorrow night, I guess he's doing it. And but yeah, the Coleslaw Wrestling is at the Cabbage Patch. And right across the street is Cackleberry. And that's where he stayed last year. I'm suspecting that's where he'll stay this year too. Because he seems to be that kind of guy that goes to the same place. Like this year, he'll probably be either at the Full Throttle or not Full Throttle. He'll either be in Sturgis, he'll be at Buffalo Chip, or he'll be at Glencoe. He gets passes for both. But I think he's a Buffalo Chip guy there too. We haven't seen him since last time.
We haven't.
Get with you guys again. Let me know about all the good stuff to see. Yes, we will.
That's what we tried.
We got something else I wanted to tell you about.
We forgot.
Yep. We met a guy, actually today on the internet, that has lived 40 years in Daytona. And he's been retired for a long time. I don't know how long. And I asked him, he says he goes every day, every week, him and his wife go on the bike, they're retired, and go on a different ride every week. He's going to sit down with us when we get to Daytona, and he's going to share some of those rides with us. So we'll find out what he says is the best of those rides, and we're going to go out and show you somebody that's at 40 years there.
So we'll have all the good stuff up in
St. Augustine's
with Rat Pink, and then we'll have, I think his name was Gary Gross. And,
so we got his phone number. He gave it to us. I sent him my phone number, and I think he might have wanted me to call tonight, but I don't want to call him this early. Because I won't remember. I want to be there where we can look at a map and we can talk about all the different stuff. And I'm not a big guy that likes talking on the phone a lot. Daytona Beach seems to be aging out. Baby boomers are getting old. That is in all rallies that you see. Typically, a Harley ride, just like our group here. Our group here, average age is about 55 to 65. We do have people from 18 up, and I have people older than 65 watching our channel. So it's and we probably have more Harley riders than anything else, but I know we have some Indians and we have some Honda riders and a lot of other bikes out there, and we try to talk about all those different bikes out there for everybody, so you guys can see that too, because Harley's not the only bike in the world.
I don't know if they have a price on
Burning Man doesn't cost to get in.
Bike.
Oh, it did cost to get in.
Yes, it did. We got in for free. Well, because we promoted and stuff. Yeah. So he said, you guys come on back and you film it.
We just told the guy at the gate, tell me you're with us. And it's like, yeah. I didn't tell you that.
I don't remember his name, though. I'd have to look it up.
And but he let us in,
his brother. $10 or $15 to get in.
Yeah, it wasn't very much.
But they got bands playing, and they've got a lot of food vendors and other couple vendors there out there. Oh, they did have that family that did the wheel. they were in that ball and they motorcycled. They had little kids and the mom and dad.
That like the steel ball like they have out at Full Throttle that burned up that they can't use anymore.
They had that too, because the burning bike isn't until like 9 or 10 o'clock.
Yeah, it's pretty late. The bad thing out there is hopefully they fix it this year.
But they had the bikini contest before it.
Dark out there. You could not find your bike.
Yeah, you better find if you
put a flag up because you ain't gonna find. I even marked it. You know, hey, we're by this telephone pole. We're here.
And straight back.
Hopefully, he'll have some more lights out there this year. But once it got dark after that burning bike, nothing.
You can see your hand in front of your face.
Paula says it's -20.
It's cold here, and it's probably
when your daughters are
60.
online.
Hey, Minnie Marie. Kimberly was watching too on Facebook. I saw, and Jay Michaels was on, and he was in our hug group back in Corona. So Jay Michaels.
I don't know. I'm old. I don't know where you're at. It's -18. Geez, I don't know where you'd be. That's even colder than. Neil's not
all you people up north, like in right around the Great Lakes. I was watching AccuWeather the other day. It came up. I don't know why, but it said, whatever your weather is today, it's going to be like 25 degrees warmer tomorrow because some heat things coming down from Canada.
What kind of job are you looking for, Jeffrey? Are you looking, well, here's the way I always tell people, every place is looking for good work right now. Now, if you're looking to come down and work at the rally, now that's a different story. I can't believe all these people on Facebook trying to find jobs on Facebook. I tried to tell people that yesterday. If I owned a bar, I don't have time to be on Facebook looking at stuff. I get on Facebook only because it's in between what we're doing, and I try to look for people that are looking for information and things like that, and I want to put that out there for you. And like if somebody says, hey, it's my first time to Daytona, well, I go out there and put on a link to them to watch our last year's channel to see what our playlist from last year, so they can get an idea of what to see, what's going on. Now, we don't cover everything. Hopefully this year we'll do better because this will be our second spring rally we've done. We've been out. This will be the fourth trip to also be prepared to be out of water time to time. Campers constantly carrying into.
I heard that. Is that at Crackleberry? Well, there's been a couple campgrounds we've been at.
We've had
crazy people either with trailers they broke them over or with golf carts.
Yeah.
They don't watch where they're going. They back up and then our grandsons were in the shower and all of a sudden they're all soaked up and no place to run.
I had to wait like an hour and a half to get there. They wouldn't put their clothes on. They wouldn't put a towel on because they just come back to because I keep water. That's what we do. Once we arrive to the first place, we fill our water up. So that way we have a generator because we've had power go out and all that stuff. So we're always prepared for that to where our trailer is set up to be a boondocker trailer. So we can survive.
So Burning Bike is March 4th. Oh, it says the 4th through the 13th. They're going to have.
Well, they only burn it on. They burn it on like Saturday
Friday
night.
The 11th.
Yeah.
Friday the 11th. It says the party starts at 5, but it doesn't have a price. But like I said, that was the big.
Yeah, Red Pink says Crazy Horse is the one that's right there on the corner. Okay. I think they allow tent camping there too at Crazy Horse. That wouldn't be a bad place. That looks pretty level there, and they said they have showers because I talked to somebody the other day that said they booked there. I said, do they have real showers? And he's like, yeah, they're pretty nice. Because I hear Cackleberry showers. Now, this is just from people that have told us
hearsay
that they're dumps. So I don't know. I feel sorry. We need to talk to the guy that does the tents. Something ride. What's that guy called?
Easy Ride.
Easy Ride Camp. That's what it's called. Easy Ride Camp. You can actually rent a tent. It's all set up. It's all ready to go. He's got his own Johnny on the spots. It's kind of a neat thing.
Somebody's asking how the showers were there at Cackleberry.
I hear they're bad. Now, we only seen odd houses for bathrooms. So we don't know where the shower house is. We will look for it.
Yeah.
Maybe if you go on the Monkey Man, he'll probably be on. He didn't do a live last week, which was kind of weird.
On Friday, he didn't do his Friday night.
You get him on there and ask him how the bathrooms are. He's been there. Now his trailer's got a bathroom and shower in it, so he probably, he doesn't have to use it. We're the opposite. We like to go out and take advantage of their showers and all that stuff. Just it's easier for us.
Steven said that he says, yeah, but we ran out of gas in Myrtle Beach. He said we didn't have any rain, but we ran out of gas.
Yeah. That was Myrtle, yeah.
Beaver don't like RVs. Roadkill Ron. The Beaver.
Look.
72. There you go.
He must be in Florida.
No, he's in Myrtle Beach. That was Steven.
Because it's been getting cold down in Florida. The other night I heard they were like down in the 50s at night. Kawasaki. So there's Jeff's got a Kawasaki, I guess.
Yeah.
Rode some Kawasaki's, never owned one. I started out on Hondas. See, so they always say anybody that really owns a Harley, most people started on a different brand before they went to a Harley.
Carry a small flashlight. You need to. If you're out there at the burning bike.
Yeah, we didn't bring a flashlight or nothing. I was just like, I knew where the bike was at. And I said to her, we're right there by the ball, and there's a couple telephone poles. And I don't know, we probably looked for at least 10 minutes to find the bike. Because they're all piled in together and they're all lined up. And it was like, and then you're like, okay, how do we get out of here now? Which way do we go?
I know. Well, yeah, because we left, they were still burning it when we left because somebody said as soon as it goes out, it's like everybody.
Yeah. So we left before the bike was out. So yes, we are doing Willie's Chopper Time. That is the best bike show. Out of all the bike shows we've gone to across the United States, Willie's is the best place. And Willie is getting to the point where he's getting older. And when we talked to him 2 years ago, first time we talked to him in the fall, he said then, I don't know how much longer I can do this. I'm getting older and it's a lot of work for him. And he's a great guy and it's a great event that he has. And,
so Jeff says Crazy Horse has good showers. And they're nice people and they have RV sites.
Yeah, we heard they got RV sites, but I heard they were only dry camping only. No bathrooms on the porta potties. Must be at
Cackleberry.
Yeah. Maybe they got a garden hose hanging over the fence or something. You take your shower. I don't know. 50 this morning, 69 in Deerfield Beach. That's not bad.
No.
We haven't really been that warm today. We're in Arizona, and it was only like in the low 60s.
South Florida. Trixie's in South Florida.
Yeah. You got rid of all that good weather when we a couple of weeks ago. It was like up in the 80s down there all week. I'll see you at Willie's. Yep, we'll see you at Tropical Willie's. Do you have a bike down there, Bill? You bring a bike in, or you just go on the watch? And,
so I'll show you something. Watch this. If I take this off, ta-da! It just stays up there. We didn't take it down.
Oh.
So you can just go back and forth, so you don't have to keep going up to Banner.
Nice.
Figure something else out, except it doesn't have our names up there. It doesn't have Bob and Tam, but it's got Bob and Tam's. Yeah. I guess it does have our name up there. Anyway, we're figuring out some new stuff. How about that?
Yeah, but tomorrow will be a big test because we're going to try to get Amsoil Adam on. Hopefully we won't get any echo and all that kind of stuff. And we're going to try this all out. And he's a good guy to try it with because he's learning too in his YouTube. And he's a little quiet right now. If you don't know him, he also does trucking. He had a bike he was working on the other day. He said he really doesn't like to work on bikes anymore because he does it out of the rallies.
Red Pink says it's really a cow pasture at Cackleberry's there in the back where I guess they do the tents and stuff. So you'll find a lot of cow.
You can play
cow patty bingo.
That's right. If you don't know how to do that, we'll come over and tell you how to do it. We're not going to help you play, but
Bill says he's going to have a bike in it, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Have we interviewed you before? Because I've interviewed some people. If I see them next to their bike, sometimes I see the bike and there's nobody around it, and I don't know.
It's tough to get, which we want to do more of that because that one video we had about bikes, that gentleman from Lakeland, Don, did such a great job. And that video went crazy this year. And that was the best video other than our tsunami.
That was crazy.
And yeah.
So Michael, do you have a bike at Willie's too? He's on there too. He said, Michael.
So I really love that show. That is the best show. Now I didn't get the drone up last year. We got the drone again. I'm bringing it out. She's trying to get her license. We'll never get time to do that. So we can fly it a little bit more, and I want to get a better drone. I just got the mini drone, and everything else money. When I was thinking about taxes, I didn't realize how much money I spent this year.
I don't think so. What? It says if you go to Cackleberry, is there a daily entry fee? Ugh.
Entry fee. No, they didn't charge nothing.
I don't think so.
If you get there, you got to get there early to get parking in their parking lot.
Did they charge for parking?
No, I wouldn't have paid.
They didn't for bikes.
Yeah. Well,
I remember.
Most of the places they don't. So that's why I said a lot of people say that. Well, I don't have a bike, but I'm going to drive a car. Well, good luck at any of this stuff. You know, it's most rallies. It's not really designed. You know, you can go down to Leesburg and probably bring your car and be all right traveling around. But a lot of times, like Daytona and stuff, you know, it gets to be there's no parking around Main Street. It all switches over to motorcycle parking. So it's really you got to do some walking to get to anything. Just like here, I'll bet money that I don't know if they'll let you park a car at the Cackleberry or at Cabbage Patch because you're going to be taking up space that they need. You know, they got their vendors and all that stuff going on, and I didn't see any cars out there. I mentioned the people that work there, they've got cars someplace, but I mean, I didn't see them, but they did see some. They were in the ditch over there. When we went down that other way, after you go down to Cackleberry, make a right.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of cars parked on the side
Oh,
of the
yeah, I
road there.
guess.
So yeah, you can't
Down
park
that
you
side
park in the
street.
ditch. Good luck getting out.
Silent Rapping says he has every wristband. He has tons of them. So I guess from all the different campgrounds and stuff.
And
I don't know. Do they?
He's doing a motel this time.
Yeah, but do they have? I guess they do bands that you have to show to get in at the campgrounds.
Yeah, I think when you went back to the campground area, I think they stopped you there. Remember where when you paid at? We talked to those guys.
Yeah.
I think you do. Once you get into the campground, I think you got to have a wristband.
Oh, there's our friend.
Who?
Hola, amigos. I'm learning Espanol. Yo hablo Espanol.
She's trying.
Poquito.
Until she talks to Art and she's like, huh? Because she has to say, she's doing one of these phone app things. And you got to say it back, and she can't get it half the time. And then, so Art was with us the other day, and I said, she's trying to say, well, he says, what are you trying to say? And then she said it, and he said it. I said, you're not saying it like Art's saying it. And so she's trying. For some reason, she wants to know Spanish.
They use different colors every year. Yeah, that's what I figured that. Most campgrounds do. I know when we were at.
Well, now the fancy ones is like the Buffalo Chip and Full Throttle and all them. They're getting the fancy.
They're kind of like silk. They're material, and then they've got.
But see, what I do is
here.
I'll tell you a secret. You'll hear from nobody but me. If you get one of those wristbands, it's got the little thing you pull it up and scrunch it. Don't do that. Go get a small zip tie. Put it on there, and you can take it on and off. You take a shower or go to bed. You don't have to attack the other person with it. So we do that, and I did it the whole time at the Buffalo Chip. All I had to do is remember to put it back in my pocket when I left every morning so I could get back in. But other than that, it worked great. I had which I do. I have on the motorcycle. I got a bunch of little black zip ties. I just zip tied one on the end, and I slid that up and down. There's your tip of the day. If you don't want to wear that stupid band, that's right. If you don't want to wear that stupid ass thing all the time, and if you got a spouse with you, you're not scratching her in the face or scratching her someplace else, or
like this, and he scratches. So it says if you're mad at Buc-ee's, why are you drinking out of a Buc-ee's cup?
The products are good. You have to wait till you hear the story.
It's not Buc-ee's themselves. Well,
yes, it is. It's a stupid thing that they're doing, and I want to stand in front of Buc-ee's when I go off on them. I was going to stop at Buc-ee's.
No, it says Crackleberry showers are functional. That's
functional.
That's the only way to describe them. I guess water drips out of the hose.
I don't know, but yeah, if you know. But I just feel sorry for the people that are intense and they think they're going to get there and they're going to be, most campgrounds don't have nice showers to start with. Especially most of these places, they're only open during this time. So it's like the Buffalo Chip. People say, oh, they're really crappy showers. Actually, the showers weren't that bad. They, paint's peeling off the walls and stuff off the concrete. But I mean, this year they put in some like wooden pallets, but they're that wood that they can make a fence out of. It's, I don't know, it's fiberboard or whatever. And they put that down and you stood on that. I was all right with that. We wear shoes anyway. You never go in those places without water shoes or
flip-flops or something.
You don't want to put your bare feet in those places. Don't tell them who's been in there.
Or what they've done.
Or what's been, yeah.
I walked in one day and I hear voices and
some guy in
it wasn't always, it
was co-ed.
It's like, whoops.
There's some campgrounds that have co-ed showers though.
They do.
Let's look around for those.
So anyway, so they said people in the showers have a league of their own, you'll see. And then Roadkill Run, I don't think Buc-ee's let you stay all night.
No, Buc-ee's will not let you stay on their property all night.
So, and then public does have access to the slime wrestling, midget wrestling at Cackleberry's without camping. Yes, you can get into all the stuff up in the front.
Now, if it's the same as last year, which we were very, very disappointed with Cackleberry on wrestling, the midget wrestling, I went over and did the slaw wrestling, which if you've seen the slaw wrestling, it's really the same girls every year. And we found that out after we talked to the girls that won, and that were the top three. They had been doing it for 5 or 6 years or 8 years or whatever. They're local girls. And then, so I don't know. She went over and seen the midget wrestling. She was going to film all that. Well, they only do, now, unless they change it, they only do a pre-show there. And where do they go right after that?
Down to the doghouse.
and do their full event.
Yeah.
So we're going to
I
Dog
missed
House
it.
to watch the midget wrestling. It's not going to be as good. Those guys weren't as good as the ones that were in Myrtle Beach. Those, if you watch that video, we got the best spot. They threw that guy on the table a couple times. I couldn't even get the camera moving fast enough to get it. And one guy got wiped out next to us. It was a great time.
So if anybody's on here and you tow a camper with your motorcycle, let us know what you have and what you think of it. Behind it, the EG. I don't know what EG means. Thinking about
Now,
going to put
I
on
know a
EG.
lot of people that have done that, and I ask those questions, and most of them say they're really not that bad. They
It
pull
makes me
pretty
feel
decent. You gotta, it's like anything else. You can't make a lot of quick turns and stuff with it. But I forget that brand. I'm gonna go get my cup.
Is it Bill's?
Bill's is down there. That's somebody's
Bill's trailer.
You gotta switch your chair because I can't get
Hey,
the thing.
can't get out
Move it
the
around. You can move the other side.
No, really gets nothing. So anyway, I see, Ken, you said you had, you booked your, sorry, I'm thinking I'm talking loud. Booked your cabin. Are you booking, did you get the same place Neil did? Because I see you guys got it together. It's more fun to watch him than to get in there and do it with him. If he does the midget wrestling, if we've been to a couple of them. The one actually in Panama City, it's a different company, and they were very entertaining. But I can't say anything about the ones there at Cackleberry because I didn't get to see a whole show. They just did a quick little stunt or whatever they did and headed out to Doghouse, and that's where they were going to have their full show. So I didn't get to see the full show, but anyway, it was a good thing. The Doghouse is in Port Orange, so it's the next city south of Daytona. Yes, we are still at home. We'll leave Thursday. We're going to go to Las Vegas, and we're going to see the new Harley bike debuts. Then after that, we're going to come home, and we'll be home about 10 days. And then February 11th, we leave for Daytona. And we'll be in St. Augustine's for a few days, and then down in Ormond Beach, and then in Port Orange. So that's where we are right now. Brad's in the house. Yes, he is. So Mexi Philly's on. He's still in the Philippines, I think. And he says it's 9 a.m. there. So electric light. Okay. So if anybody has towed a camper behind their motorcycle, let I'm old know so he knows what to look for. All right, there you go. So Neil and Ken are staying together. How about that?
That's in Sturgis, isn't it?
Yeah, in Sturgis. They're staying, I guess, next to each other. Staying next to the cabin. So Deb and Mike, they have pudding wrestling at No Name. I know, and we're going to try to make it this year. We said we'd go down there this fall when we went to Biketoberfest. And I called to see if they were going to have it. Nobody knew, and so we never ended up going down there. But we definitely want to go this year. But I think it's kind of like one of those other things. Everything happens on the same day. There's like a dozen things going on. And Edgewater's way down there. Popcorn. He's lost a couple more pounds. He's getting there.
18 more.
To get to where he wants to be. Watch for a couple years. From Broomfield, Colorado. Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Tam, there's another Tam.
And it's neat to find people that have actually been watching us from the very beginning. There's even people that have actually watched us when we were doing more of the RV thing, and which is kind of neat. And we don't do as much RV videos. We have a few every now and then we throw in, just for the fact that there is RVing at rallies.
A lot of people go, they stay in their RVs.
And then we'll probably talk a little bit more this year about our travel there, because a lot of people want to know, just like that, if you know what boondocking is, or you're staying in parking lots and different things like that. And maybe we'll show a little bit of that, how we pick where we're going to stay, and how we do that. And because there is a proper way, etiquette to do things, and we try to do that because it's you have less trouble. We've never had that knock on the door at night saying you need to get moving on. It's usually about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning where you're not really wanting to get up that early. And so
Eli said he's going to talk to the Harley dealer in Milena. I can't say it. Manila
What's that?
in Philippines.
Oh,
So he's going to talk to the Harley dealers. He's going to go out to have lunch with them all tomorrow, or just going to have lunch with them. It didn't say what day.
oh, Maxi Philly.
Yeah, Mixie Philly. So Rapping told him to get some footage. I'm sure he will. How are you liking your new camera? Did you get the DJI, Eli? He was going to get that before he left. He wanted something small, so he was looking at what our setup, what we had. So I don't know if he actually got it or not. So still nobody said anything about watching or pulling a trailer behind on Friday. He's going to have that. Friday, he's going to go have lunch with the Harley dealer.
Maybe, well, if you keep watching our channel, when we get to Daytona, or if we see somebody this weekend that's got a trailer, we'll see if we can get somebody on an interview to talk about pulling a trailer. And that's be neat.
Yeah.
A lot of people do it, especially in Sturgis. You see a lot of those trailers. And
well, if Dave and Mary Beth on, they have a
passed
story.
theirs up, didn't it?
They were driving down the road. They're like, look, there goes a trailer that looks just like ours. So anyway, DJI sold out. Oh, you didn't get one.
Did you get a GoPro?
Yeah, because they changed it now. He doesn't like the new ones. He likes the older ones better. So yeah, I was wondering if you were going to be able to get one because that's about the time they discontinued them. Yeah. So I ended up getting the GoPro 10.
You like that 10?
I don't know. You'll have to see.
You're all done at the end?
I'm all done. I'm at the end of my comments. You got anything more to say? You want to talk about the
we'll
bullhead?
talk a little bit about Laughlin River Run.
Bullhead
is what it's called now. A lot of people know, like somebody put it, there's a Facebook page that actually calls it Laughlin River Run 2022. Well, there is no Laughlin River Run 2022 anymore. It's gone. It's over, never going to happen again. So last year, a gentleman that was going to try to keep the Laughlin River Run going was going to have it, and Nevada never opened up, so they wouldn't allow mass gatherings. So that was kind of the end of that. So he brought it over to the Bullhead City side, and he had a smaller event. He actually runs the tattoo. Larry, we've had him on a couple times. We're going to do something special this weekend. Hopefully Sunday, we're going to get his bartending girls, and we're going to do a commercial for them and get some bikes, and he's going to tell us a little bit what's going on.
He's going to have his bike he's going to give away too. He's going to bring that, and so you'll
show you that.
And Street Bob, I think
hopefully he'll be ready to announce he's got his first opening act, and this is good. A great opening act. I can't wait to see. Hopefully he's going to have who he told us he's hoping to get. But opening act is a good old rock and roll band from the 70s and the 80s, and they're out on tour. I've seen them. We've seen them before, and good band to see, and they still sound pretty good. And so that's his opening act. Which he didn't want us to say nothing yet, so we're not going to tell you tonight who it is. But if you're thinking about going,
maybe Sunday when we do the thing that we'll be able to put.
So hopefully, if you're thinking about, the way I look at it is, this is, especially if you're living in California, there's not much going on right now, and this always kind of kicks the year off for us when we used to live in California, is to come out for our first ride. Because usually in April, it starts to get a little warmer. It's not so freezing coming across the desert or something like that. So it's a good ride, from LA area. It's about 250-mile ride. It's like going to Vegas. And you go over there. You can still stay at all the hotels. He's got some deals at a couple of them over there. Somebody else wrote that today on a Facebook page. Oh, I booked at the Tropicana. Do I need to move over to the Bullhead City side? No, dude. Stay where you're at. Just go across the red. And so they always kind of had some stuff going on over there anyway. Speed Performance Plus used to always be in Bullhead City anyway. That's where they've always been set up at. Harley had been set over there a couple times in that parking lot. It's actually City Park there, and it's where they put the boats in and stuff in the river. So he's got that whole area. Looks like he's got his tenting and his RV spots set up there at the park and at the Anderson Center. So that'd be really good for people, because some of the campgrounds on there aren't cheap. Like Davis's campground.
Davis campground.
We went down there too. That place, you got to pay for camping, and then you got to pay again for a daily pass to get in and out.
And you got to pay per person. And if you've got a vehicle, you got to pay for that per day. And I mean, it's just like all these extra fees, and it's not cheap to start with just to camp there. So,
and it's not that, it's on the river, but you're really not camping on the river. I guess if you had a tent, you could, but if you had a trailer, you're not. Go across the river to the riverside. They were a lot more reasonable, but there's not much there. You get the casino, and they got a bus take you back and forth to the casino. But But there you can say right where the vendors are at, where all the bikers are at, and all that stuff. And I think it's going to be pretty neat. I wish we'd be there this year, but we can't because we already got Panama City.
Is that the bar where the that movie Monster was made from? A lot of people, Deb and Mike keep telling us we need to go to that bar too. I think that is. We've never been down there, but I think we drove past it because we went down there to Edgewater because we saw the bar where all the bikes are in the trees the trees are all grown around them. But so I think we drove past it.
What's it called?
Elaine, ELLINEWORNOS. She's the one that murdered all of her boyfriends or husbands or
serial killer.
Yep, that's her. Charlene.
And she's scary.
Eek, eek, eek.
So she posed special there for showing how psycho she was on her. I'd come home to her every night.
Drink, refresh, drink. All right.
Interviewed one day before my execution, taken from the documentary Life and Death of a Serial Killer, 2003.
Oh, did they end up killing her? I don't know.
She must have went
I never did watch it. Hit that thumbs up if you haven't already. That's what 666.
She died October 9th, 2002 in the Florida State Penitentiary. Spouse. She was married for 1 year from 1976 to 1976. Poor Lewis. He's dead.
I know. She killed him.
Poor Lewis.
Last Resort's the name of the bar. Well, Deb and Mike, we're going to have to take a trip down there.
In the street. She was a street prostitution along the highway in Florida. She shot dead and robbed 7 of her male clients. Well, she wasn't killing her husband. Yep. She was. That's scary.
Stop it. You're going to give people nightmares. I can smell her from here. Everybody needs somebody.
The poor guys that picked her up. They didn't need her that bad. She killed them.
Oh, anyway.
Kind of crazy.
Yep.
I've got 100 people on. Holy smokes, I can't believe that.
Yeah.
It's a great night. Thank you all for hanging out with us tonight and seeing what's going on. And we're getting the back of the trailer. Get some graphics put on the back with our name, Bob and Tam's.
It's going to look like this.
Yep, if those who just showed up, we got stickers now. They're new ones. She should have took them out of the package. But
there you go. That's better.
Yeah. So that's a new sticker. I don't know if I like that because it's just so long. It'd be great if you're going to stick it on the back of your computer or something like that, but the round ones were always better. So I don't know. We got patches coming. They're black, white. It's got Pating on it, Nation, but you have to ask for those. No, I think I got Nation on it too. And so they should be here soon. And we've got brand new business cards coming too. We just got those printed up today.
And they're motorcycle tires all over them.
Yeah. So they're pretty neat. I paid the guy $10 from Vista Print to print them up, and I got a 25% off. So I saved a little bit of money by buying 2,500 cards again. So we want to get back to giving cards out again because that's how we get good subscribers is by giving you a card where you got a way to find us and all that kind of stuff. We meet you guys on the street and stuff like that. So pretty neat. If you are somebody that really wants to know, we can give you our phone number, but you have to email us so we make sure you're a real person and not a bot. And we'll give you a phone number that you can reach us at rallies, but we tell you to text us only because we turn the volume off. So when you text us and I look at it, then we know to contact you, call you back or whatever. But that's the best way to get a hold of us at a rally. We want to start giving out that number because there's some people that said they will not use Facebook and they won't follow us. And that's really the best way to follow us now at a rally. I'm getting really good at keeping up with where we're at when we're there. Even if we put a place down that we're eating, you can still come by and talk to us while we're eating. We're okay with that. We just met some guys up in, where we at?
What now?
Where we met those guys last weekend, coming back.
Oh, Anderson's Pea Soup House, restaurant, whatever.
Where was that at?
That was in Sylvain.
So we were up there. These guys walked by and they're like, hey.
Well, I thought I was eating my pea soup. And he stopped and he's like pointing. I'm like, I was going to say, best pea soup around. And he's like, I know you guys. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I thought you wanted to know about the pea soup.
Wasn't expecting. But it is,
No.
which is weird. Not weird.
Gerald was one of them. I don't remember the other guy's name.
It's neat to meet up with people that watch our channel and know who we are and stuff like that. We don't look at ourselves as being famous or anything like that. But we know we used to always look up to a lot of YouTubers before too. And now since we do it, it's not really a big deal. We're just ordinary people. And it's probably the same thing like when you meet, like we've lived around Hollywood. We lived in California. We used to go up there and see a lot of the movie stars and stuff on the street. And if you talk to them normal, they'll talk to you. If you act stupid, like, oh, sign me autograph, they'll run.
Get away from me.
And but we've met a lot of neat people up there. But if you they're just like us. They're just ordinary people. Where we are being watched by people, and I guess we're the closest thing to like a movie star. We did that too. We watch people on the big screen in our room, 55-inch bedroom TV we got, and that's where I used to watch all my YouTube at. We don't really watch a lot of YouTube anymore because I spend so much time getting videos ready and doing all this stuff and trying to come up with good content for you guys, trying to think of what will make things people watch, and some videos never make it to it. Like we did, I got a video for Pismo Beach. I don't know if I'll ever put that one up or not, because we try to keep the motorcycle theme going because it seems to be that's what most people want to watch. And yeah, make sure you guys don't have a chance, go back and watch some of our playlists and stuff. Some reason YouTube's just not recommending me right now, and I don't really know why. They got some kind of rhythms that they do, and
algorithms,
and we get it. They want me to put a video out every single day, and we don't get
to meet up with them either.
We don't have enough content to put a video out every day. And I know we go to the rallies, we do, but when we're in between here, it's hard for me sometimes to get 3 days a week of the videos up. And so like this week, we'll have a few more because we did Mondays. We'll have tomorrow. We did tonight. I don't have anything for Thursday or Friday yet. We're waiting to see, well, Saturday we got a live. So we'll be back on Saturday with a live from the dealership.
Oh.
And so that'll be pretty neat. And then we'll
try to show you those new bikes if you haven't gotten to get out.
And we'll probably do a video on it too. We're supposed to get in there maybe Thursday night or Friday night or something and get a shot of all the bikes, and they're going to explain them to us and tell us what the good and the bad, probably just the good, what new features are and things like that. And
we could ask them maybe about if they know anything about towing a trailer behind your motorcycle.
If they've done it, if you can talk to somebody about it, but if somebody's never done it, I think he wants to have somebody that actually pulls it and what they think about it. Also depends on your bike that you have. You want something that, you don't want an old Harley that's an 88 or a 96 to try to pull a trailer.
That's where he wants to go. He likes the Cancun.
And so you've got to have something that's got enough power to pull a trailer. Then if you've got a rider on the bike too, then you need that much more. So that would be the first thing I'd want to make sure is I've got a bike strong enough that's going to be able to pull a trailer up and down hills. Like when we first had our 96, even our 88, we had a tough time going to Sturgis on our 88. We'd be doing about 45 on some of these hills going up top of it, fully loaded. And then the 96, we got into maybe 5 more miles an hour. And then when I got the 110 now, we don't have any trouble anymore. I can actually hit the bottom of the hill doing 65 and hit 85 when I get to the top of the hill. So it could probably pull a trailer. But then when you add the trailer on it, now you've added that weight on too. So I don't know. I've always thought about a trailer, but the part I would be afraid of a trailer is just like when you're pulling a camper. It's easy to get that thing to start fishtailing. And if that thing started fishtailing, it would just pull your bike right off the road. That would be my thought. One of the
first times we went to Sturgis, I remember they said that Sturgis hadn't even started yet. And they said there was a fatality, and it was somebody that was pulling a trailer. That's what scares me, because I guess it started fishtailing and it flipped the bike, killed the guy. So
I'm not saying that.
Doing good. I guess he lay down. I don't hear
Yeah, he had to go outside.
Oh.
So there's a lot of people that pull trailers. So I don't want to scare you and say that that's a bad thing. Don't go buy a trailer. But I mean, there's a lot of people that have it. And go to Daytona. If we don't find anything else, we'll talk to Bill's camper. He won't go on camera. He don't like talking on camera. But he'll tell us some stuff and we can tell you about it. He's one of the biggest ones probably that sells campers at events. He's at all the rallies. Bill's Trailer Sales.
We have fun doing this. We must have said his name. Now he's moaning and groaning again.
Charlie, no.
So Adam's on. Kate says hi. Yeah. Hi there. I hope she's feeling better. Kate was a little under the weather, and she's getting stronger and better every day. So,
yep, Adam's going to be on tomorrow. So if you want to come back and know all about batteries, he's going to be the expert to tell us about lithium batteries. Good, bad, and not so good. And so he's had probably more experience than I have. I've thought about a lithium battery. I mean, they're expensive. I mean, a regular battery is expensive now. I can't believe used to have an auto repair shop. We sold batteries for $30-40, brand new interstate batteries. And now you can't hardly buy a battery for a car under $100. That's just unreal. And they ain't no better quality than they were back then. They don't last any more than 3 years.
Well, we went to the store the other day, and we needed to get some cash out, so we thought we'll just run to the store and grab something and get some cash back. He says, "Well, how about bread? We need bread." And I said, "Yeah, we can buy a loaf of bread. That'll be fine."
We're in
$5
California.
for a loaf of bread. $5.
What did I say?
We ain't buying it.
We'll wait till we get home in Arizona, where
it's a little more reasonable. It's still $3, but I mean,
yeah, we were in California, and for diesel, average price was $4.99 a gallon. There was some more, and there was a few less. Cheapest I found was $4.49. That's the cheapest I found diesel over there. It's insane. And they're getting ready to raise the price again every July. I didn't know that. And the governor says he's going to think about maybe not raising it this July.
He's going to wait till August.
Yeah.
What difference does a month make? I guess we'll save you a few pennies. Yes, we have a live tomorrow with Amsoil Adam talking about batteries, Stephen.
Yep. We came on the night because
tomorrow. That's what we're talking about.
Yep.
Tomorrow with Amsoil Adam.
Same time, so we can come in
5
on
o'clock.
5 o'clock Mountain Time, 4 o'clock if you're Pacific. Neil's time is 3 o'clock in Alaska, 2 o'clock in Hawaii, if I'm right. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock Central, 7 o'clock if you're on the East Coast. I think I got everybody down. So that's the time.
That's the hardest thing. Holy cow. Is figuring all that out.
Figuring out times and stuff. And it's like, because usually here we don't go to daylight savings time. So in the summertime, we're California time. We're on Pacific time.
Yeah, you don't think that's nuts?
Well, it's nuts now because we're so used to, during the summer when you're here, Las Vegas is the same time as us. But tomorrow we're going to lose an hour going there. Gain an hour, I guess.
Gain an hour.
So it's an hour earlier there. So we'll be an hour earlier again.
Well, and even just crossing the river. So it's like, okay,
Yeah.
we're here. Let's say we want to go to eat. So you call, make a reservation. And it's like, oh, you're an hour late or an hour early, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Or you get tickets to a show, which I don't have any shows, but
Well, they're starting to.
anyway, it's crazy during the winter here. Nobody should have to do the thing. So yes, tomorrow, 5 o'clock, Amsoil Adam batteries.
That's
What
Mountain time.
There you go. Did you hear all that?
Mountain
5
time.
o'clock Mountain. Figure out where you're at and go from there, I guess.
So if you're in Florida, it's going to be 7 o'clock. If you're in St. Louis, it's going to be 6 o'clock. If you're in Phoenix, it's 5 o'clock. If you're in California, Las Vegas, it's 4 o'clock.
I think he already got off. Was it iMode? They wanted to know. They said if you go to that two wheels big life,
Yeah.
they probably have a lot of stuff on pulling
Oh,
trailers.
okay.
So yeah, they probably would because they go all across country. That's the two couples, isn't it? That they go all over.
I used to pull a trailer all the time. You have to have a loaded.
It loaded right.
Yeah.
So it doesn't slide.
Which it is, and it's like anything you do nowadays. Just like pulling a trailer and things like that. I've learned where if we've got the bike and stuff in there, I only have to put half the water in it. If it's empty, I have to fill the tank up because it sways too much. It's too light. It's aluminum trailer, and so yeah, it makes a lot of difference when you know. And that's why I say when people do stuff, they don't ask questions. And it's like some of the stuff when you look on Facebook and it's like somebody asks a question, it's like, you're really going to ask that question? If you have no clue, it's like somebody will say, I'm going to buy a 18,000 pound truck or trailer. Can I pull it with a Ford Ranger? Yeah, sure, dude. You sure can. And I understand,
the right info.
I understand that there's a lot of people out here, especially people on RVs. They tell you anything just to sell you the RV. They don't care once you get down the road because they're not putting it in writing. So they're going to say, I didn't tell him that. So it's like you need to look at all the things, and there's enough good YouTube stuff out here to figure out what you need and what you should have. And people like somebody else the other day had a truck that says it can pull 15,000 and the gross weight is 16,000 on the toy hauler. And I'm like, well, first of all, what is the trailer empty? Because I'm assuming the 16,000 is the max it could be. What's the trailer empty weigh? Because sometimes you look at some of these trailers, there's like 1,000 pounds. Like we got a friend that just bought a big old motor home with a toy hauler in the back, and she can't put anything over 900 pounds in the back of it.
So her bike, and that's about it.
Yeah.
She wanted to get like a little smart car or
They
golf
don't
cart.
know. No smart car. The ramp.
Well, because where the axle is in the back of the RV, where you put everything up in, is behind the. Anyway, it's a mess. So they said, I guess Convict Lake 100 says they tow a bus stick trailer with a 103 street light from Northern California to Sturgis. Done it 10 years. He said they don't bounce around. Tracking is spot on. So that's good.
Do you ride double up? Or are you pulling it by yourself?
Well, There we go. 319 for diesel in Tennessee.
Which I noticed the rest of the way when I looked the other day, because we were looking to see what we're going to end up paying going over there. And it looks like most of the gas is somewhere between like that 319 to 350 a gallon. And that's not bad. But I mean, you look at it, we were going to be, somebody asked the other day, they thought we were 2,500 miles away. Well, we're only about 2,300 miles, a little less than 2,300 to get to Daytona. But of course, that's not counting getting off the highway, getting gas, stopping to get food, stopping to find a place to stay overnight, or any of that stuff. So that all, which we're probably going to add maybe another 100 miles for that miscellaneous thing. But if you figured 2,300 miles
for Tim's Daytona eyewear fashion, Ken gave us $10. Thank you.
So it says we would use 9 miles a gallon. We would use 256 gallons of gas. Times, if you took it times 3.50, $900 roughly, which I said about 1,000 is what I was figuring. And
so somebody said they could do an interview with the local fire chiefs for safety tips for bikers.
Try that.
I wrote it down. So.
And I don't know if fire chiefs would give as much
as the police chief.
Yeah. Well, the police chief. Well, we always ask the police chief. Is the question we always ask is, what can you tell us to keep us out of trouble? You know, because a lot of people think, just like in Sturgis, there's a lot of things going on, and people, you can carry a concealed weapon, you can drink on the street, you got all these different rules that they have. You know, that marijuana is legal in South Dakota. Not really, but it was voted on in the past. But there's situations that are going on. You know, 2 years ago, you couldn't have CBD oil. You'd go to jail if you had it. And you get a ticket, you go to court there, you pay your fine, or you pay your bail, go out, and it was up to the judge to decide because there was no rules on how much could be in CBD oil. Now it is. Last year they did. It was like 0.05 or 0.005, whatever. I don't know. We don't buy it, so I don't know what it is. But we know a guy that sells it up there. One of the guys marketing guy at the Harley dealer. He's got him and his wife are into selling all that. They had a booth there.
I told you I was with the pickup, so I have the basics. And there's Nomad Pilot. I'll be solo, so he's going to pull it by himself.
Okay. So that I think that would make a lot difference because you don't have that extra weight of 100 or 200 pounds, depending on whatever your partner weighs, and so that's an extra weight. But
I watched him. Okay. So I guess I'm old. I guess he's still on. I thought he said he had to go. So there was a couple different videos that they said.
Oh, okay.
So he's telling him that he's seen that one too. Let's go. He said, I guess, Nomad.
But we see a lot of people with trailers and just never really, I've talked to them a little bit, but I don't remember what they told me. So we'll get some of that on video and talk to some of these people, especially like in Sturgis at the Buffalo Chip. A lot of guys come in with trailers on the back of their bikes.
So this Convict Lake 100, he says she's a female rider, and so her husband rides his own along with the trailer. So they're both towing the same thing. So I guess they're both single riders themselves too.
I think that makes a little difference because you're probably going to put up, I don't know how much weight can you put inside the trailer? Because I see a lot of them, because by the time you fold all that stuff down, you only got that little bit of room probably under the trailer. And I've seen guys strap coolers to the front hitch, you know, where it's coming to your bike, that they'll have a cooler strapped on there. But I mean, it's not, you're probably putting most of your stuff in your tour packs and stuff.
250 diesel is what we have, is what our truck is.
Yeah.
F-250.
Yeah. You have an F-250, 2018 Ford diesel with 86,000 miles on it now.
I think Nomad Pilot, I think Paula said he was in northern Michigan or Minnesota. Amen, I think she said. So I think it's the same place where she lives, close by there. Oh, Minnesota.
Yeah.
There she goes.
Paula's another good person. She's got almost all the Sturgis Facebook pages. She kind of takes care of all those. There's a new one now that one sexy biker chick just started yesterday or the day before. It's called Things Going On in Sturgis. And she's trying to do stuff all year long because we've had that question too, because we asked Paula about that, is what, you know, they have the Mustang show out there. They have the Camaro show. They used to have PT Cruisers, but I don't think they have that anymore. They have the Corvette thing comes out there. They have some four-wheel drive events going on. You know, this year it looks like they're going to have the, what's the thing they had before?
CBD oil?
No, the thing before the Sturgis
ATV?
Rev. Yeah, the ATV. No, it wasn't ATV. It was the off-road bikes.
Oh,
The
adventure.
chip.
The adventure bikes. It's the Revzilla.
Yeah. So they're going to have that again this year out at the Buffalo Chip the weekend before.
They said your truck's not even broken yet.
We hope. So far, we've been, knock on wood, we've been really good. I changed it. Well, we have the oil. The dealer changed the oil because we had a 100,000-mile warranty on it. I didn't want them to grab about anything. Actually, it's not that bad. Most time I get my oil changed for like between 100 and 125 bucks at the dealer. And I always make sure they put the Ford oil in. And then I do the gas filters myself and the air filter, all that I do myself. And then we just had them flush the transmission. So I wanted to do that before the 100,000 mile because in case they screwed it up and got it too. Sometimes when I used to work on cars, you used to change transmission fluid. That was about the first time the transmission started slipping. So we'll see. So that's why we did it. And we hope, especially because that really would screw us up if we're out on the road and something major happened to the truck, just like an accident or something. We're screwed. Especially now with the dog. If we would have just had us, we could always get on the motorcycle and try to get where we're going on the bike. But with the dog now going with us, we're stuck. If something happens, somebody hits us on the way to Florida, we're done for the year until, I don't know.
So Tom, our truck without the trailer just got going to California was what, 22 miles to the gallon?
That's the best I've ever got. We went up the 101 all the way up to Pismo from Southern California and averaged 22 miles to the gallon. That's the best I've ever had. And that was 250 miles at that. So it really was good. Coming back home, because we got to go over the mountains here, and I got about 17 and a half with nothing on it. But usually with the truck, it varies. Sometimes I've gotten 12 or 13 with a tailwind, with pulling the trailer. And sometimes I've gotten as little as 6. So overall, 9 is usually the average.
Yep. So I think we're all caught up. We've been on an hour and 40 minutes.
Holy smokes.
And we got 104 people on. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up if you're watching. I think it's on my side. I don't know. Maybe it's on his side.
I think it's on that side.
This side?
Yeah.
Right down there. Click the little blue thumb.
One more how to do it. There's a guy I was watching the other day that he comes outside of the screen and shows you where to point at. I'm gonna look and see how to do that. Probably way more work than I want to do on video, but we got the one coming up on exhaust. I got some new slip-ons I'm going to be putting on my bike. I already had the SNS bike put on by Speed Performance Plus. Did that down in Daytona last year, and so I'm going to put these new slip-ons on. Wait till you hear these puppies. And that's one of the reasons I bought them years ago. The quality of what they have, it's 100% made in America. Only bad news is they're made in California, but I mean, that's not the worst thing in the world. But I mean, the quality of what they have and the work, and we filmed the factory and did all that. And so it'll be pretty neat. I think you're going to be very impressed with the sound. They used to do rallies, and to show you how well they're doing, they're selling exhaust on motorcycles to Australia. You're going to see a big giant pallet load of them heading to Australia, Denmark, the Netherlands. They're selling more there than they're actually probably selling here in the United States. So, if the foreigners are buying these things, and so that's what they said, they've gotten their internet sales have gotten so good, they don't know if it's worth going back out and doing rallies or not. And I said, you can buy them through JMP Cycles. I said, well, you can get with JMP Cycles and get on their lot for free and just bring the smaller truck with the bikes to demo them and show you what they have and show you their products. And they don't have a lot of different choices, but what they're different from everybody else is Harley is not their only thing. They sell for Indians, and you're going to see one in there, a Vulcan's on there. I think this is a Vulcan that got an exhaust put on it while I was there. And this guy couldn't find this. Well, he called him a kid. Couldn't find anything to put on his bike. And they just put it on. He was coming.
You should have seen the pipes before. It was really hideous. It was like gigantic.
Yeah,
it was like this big around. I don't know what it was. Looked a mess, but it looked really nice when they got done. I think we got a picture of that in there too. So can give us some more money for gas money for your truck.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that. Pating, we haven't done that.
Yeah.
Pating what?
Nation.
There you go.
So Tom says 22 miles without a trailer is pretty darn good.
It is. We don't get that very often.
So Curly Q Link says he's debating on riding out from Massachusetts with no trailer most of the way. Not much to see between there and South Dakota. So we might go across Canada if it's open, and then through the Upper Peninsula in Minnesota.
Hey, do whatever you can to avoid Chicago.
Yeah.
Last year there was somebody put on there how many people were going to drive through Chicago. There was somebody coming right across from like Elkhart, Indiana. He's like, nope, I'm going all the way down and coming around to get to it. So it's like, you don't get shot on your bike. St. Louis is like that too. Don't be passing through St. Louis on Interstate 70.
Yes,
Last year they were picking people off there.
Gas is about $1 cheaper here. $1.25.
Well, it's like I say, right now diesel here. Well, it shows you the cheapest I could find was $3.49. It's $3.13 here, so it's a little more than $1.
Yeah.
So, but compared to $4.99, that's a big difference because some of the places were over $5 too.
Yeah.
Most of them are $4.99. So,
I need to write you too, Rod. Godzilla, when I pull, he pulls two full-size Harleys 8x10 landscape trailer with a ramp on the back from Tractor Supply. I've used it for 10 years without issue. That's good. I think he's
pull with his bike.
No, he probably with his car because he puts the two full dress Harleys inside of it.
I'm looking. What I really wanted to buy was I wanted a U-Haul trailer. That one's already got the holder in the front where you pull the bike in. But I could find a used one of those.
They don't sell
U-Haul
them.
does not sell any of their trailers. I couldn't even find one that somebody borrowed and decided not to take back and they wanted to sell it.
No, we're not going to go to Phoenix Bike Week this year. I don't think we're going to be around. No. We're going to be in Florida. If they have it in April, I don't know if they have it in the fall.
They're advertising it. Well, I went to see what sucks out here is they charge for everything. They want to, and this guy's lowered it down to $12 a person to go in to see the vendors. That's what's wrong with California and the West Coast is they all want to charge you to see the
Reno
vendors.
Did it too.
And Las Vegas. It's insane to do that. And if you can't, you need to find a cheaper place. If find a park to have it in or something. Don't have it in a. This mine's empty again too.
It is.
Refills. And so I don't know. You go out there and you go to Cave Creek. It's pretty neat to go to Cave Creek out there in Arizona, but I mean, it's not enough to justify going out there for 3 or 4 days, and they don't really have any vendors really out there anymore. Same thing. Almost everybody now is on the East Coast. J&P Cycles is over there. Karaoke really, I think they've died and gone away. I don't really see the karaoke trucks anymore. Ciro's out there. Rick Rack's out there. Vance and Hines and all the other exhaust people and all these different places are all out at these events now to where even Larry here trying to get this going on here in the Bullhead River Run, he's having trouble getting the big names because they've already like Speeds. They love coming out here. They did a great business out here. He said it was a very low cost for them and they did really good out here. They always stayed busy out here on the Bullhead side. And that's how we met them 17 years ago, was out there at the rally. And talked to them, and they started doing work on my bike, and they've done most of my major work on my bike. They've done themselves. I'm thinking this year, somewhere along the line, I'm going to put in the solid gears. I might might change the lifters and stuff. I don't know. I'm not changing the heads or nothing on it, but I get rid of the chain for one, and so we'll see how that goes. But I'm probably going to get something from Speed somewhere along the line. I don't know where we'll do it at yet. I might even do it up in Sturgis here. They got the shop up there. And if we get there early.
Call and make an appointment now before you get there. He wouldn't get you in to get a oil change.
Is it Cowboy the guy that's a mechanic?
Cowboy.
Oh, God. They work on the weekends on my bike.
That's what he says.
Well, but they wouldn't let him because he had already worked too many hours. I wanted him to put the shocks on my bike.
Pull it with a Jeep or a pickup.
What?
Grease your trailer bearings. Angel City, are we going to go to in Georgia? We thought about it last year, but we never did make it up there.
But not with a dog now. We were going to go up there last year when we had the dog with us, and we were going to go up there on the motorcycle and come back the same day. But it ends up being 300 miles from Orlando. So that's a long ride, 600 miles in one day, plus doing a rally and filming it all. So I don't know. We tried to get a hold of them, and it ended up being there was another promoter that was trying to get into it, and because we were trying to see if they could. The way we look at this now is there's no place that charges to get in. We look at these places now, if you really want us to come and film this stuff, they got to let us in the door free. We're not going to pay to go in there and film something. And, there's all these other rallies that are free to do. So that's why it's like Nashville. Nashville is a really neat rally to go to. Will we ever go to it again? I don't know. Probably not. But I mean, it is what it is. And it's a lot of these small rallies are like that. They're more of a good old boy thing. It's kind of like the one we were just reading a while ago. They'll have biting the hot dogs and rolling the barrels, old biker games. If that's what you like to do, that's great. We're not big biker fans of biker games. So what?
He says he needs to set up a Bating super chat budget.
And so yeah.
Savannah, Georgia.
Yeah.
So that's not too far from the other one. Oh, there's a
new person on
Facebook.
If you're on Facebook, if you click right below there, it's highlighted. It's a different color. It's red or green or something. It says StreamYard. If you click that, you give StreamYard a permission to put your name on here, and then we'll know who you are. Hi, Dawn.
I don't think Art's on tonight, Dawn.
No.
Dawn and Art talk.
Dawn's been putting. I think she's the same Dawn that's been putting a lot of vintage bike pictures on our page.
Oh, really? That's cool.
And from the old Both Rallies. I'd like to have gone to something back then, but we probably had a Honda back then, and never even thought about going to Sturgis.
That's what they're saying. Like you can take the Lake Michigan ferry across and bypass Chicago.
We used to live in Chicago, not in Chicago. We used to live in Peru, Illinois.
A little south of.
Yeah. Down at Pierre Marquette Park, real close to that. Used to have a Skelly gas station. If anybody on the East Coast knows, it got bought out by Getty Oil. I had the last gas station in the United States that was Skelly owned. Had that when I was 18 years old. That was my first business I ever had.
Yeah.
Back in the olden days.
Here's a Pateen sticker.
There you go. You got to get a Pateen sticker. You got to go on our store down here. If you're on YouTube, and you can buy it through there. We just haven't decided to justify buying those. We'll see how the patches go. If they go, then maybe we might do some stickers.
Barber CBO 19. It says you follow my channel. I don't know. We'll have to look that up.
Is that what your channel is? Is that what it's called?
BARBER.
Well, wait and see if she does. That's kind of a different name to be a YouTube channel. It's a lot of letters. Well, we would have changed our name. If I would have done this differently, I would have called it different. I would have just called it the Bob and Tam Show, which if you Google that now, it does come up with our channel. So that's why we tell everybody now we are the Bob and Tam Show.
Newsflash. Everything in Tennessee and Georgia is a good old boy.
And so we lived in Illinois. I used to live in Southern Illinois too. So we know, we've been through Tennessee and Arkansas and Kentucky and Indiana and Ohio, all those states we used to travel on a regular basis.
Dawn said he put them on Facebook, weren't they?
No, she did. If that's the same ones.
She said you got my pictures, and she put a question mark like, did you get them?
Not personally sent me any. I just seen the ones that were in our group. Page? That was on our group page. If it's the same Dawn. Somebody always writes every time they put a comment. They always say, "Hi, Dawn's here" or something, and I always write back and say hi back. I do that, and I have a Dave that does that. Dave and Dawn both do it together. I don't know if they're together or not, but they both say.
Dave's in the house.
Yeah,
I hear that one a lot. So I'm all set. 84 was his first Sturgis rally.
That's a long time.
Yep.
See, in 84, the kids were young, so I didn't even have a motorcycle during that time.
Yeah, we did. We had the 750 still. That's when we put Kimberly between us. Our first. She's been through a lot. We take her on float trips. If you know what a float trip is, she was only like 18 months old, and all that.
They closed the river down after we got on it.
Yeah, because it was flooded.
We're like, what are you people doing on the river?
We shouldn't be on it. Well, they put us in.
We were in the canoe. Can you canoe?
So Fly and Ride. I don't know if that's the name of it. Sandy Bunch back in the boys in Jersey. All good. I don't know if that's what it says. Yes, follow you, John. Fly and Ride. I don't know if that's the name of it.
I don't know. Let's look here on YouTube.
RIDE at Fly and Ride. So I wrote it down. We'll see.
Fly and Ride.
Yes, that's the name of it, I guess. See you in Daytona. Who said that? YouTube. I can't say that. TANIA. Is it Tanya? Tanya? And I guess if it was a Y, TANYA would be Tanya. So maybe she uses a I instead of a Y. I'm a barber and I have a CVO and it's a 19. So I guess that is the name of it. Barber CVO 19.
There's another guy. It's called Fly and Ride. There is a Fly and Ride. He's only got, let's see what his last video is. 3 years ago. If you want to be on YouTube, you need to put a video out every now and then. 3 years is a long time ago to have a video on if you're a Fly and Ride. And he don't even look like he's got a motorcycle. Oh, there's a motorcycle. Mexico trip. Mexico to Alaska.
Ooh, that's a long ride.
You should have got more than 27 people watching that video.
Yeah.
So what's her channel called?
Oh, well, the other guy is Barber, CVO 19, B-A-R-B.
R-A. Barbara.
B-A-R-B-E-R.
Oh, hang on. E-R.
CVO 19. He's a barber, he said. Or she's a barber. I don't know.
Let's see what it does.
The 1980s was a magical
Yeah.
time. Not for me. That's when we had our kids. It's kind of a stressful time.
Yeah,
Then I went back to school.
Did you get monetized yet? Barber CVO 19. You're just under 4,000. I don't know if you had enough views or not. Let's see. His last video was 3 hours ago. So he actually puts out a pretty regular video. We'll have to look at your channel.
Yep, we'll have to subscribe.
We won't do it now because if you subscribe, see, people don't realize that. And if you've got a YouTube channel and you want it to grow, don't let people click on you when they're not watching your channel. The trick is, which I learned, that people have to watch 3 minutes of your video before they can like it, subscribe to it, or put a comment down. If you do it before the 3 minutes, YouTube doesn't believe you're a real person. They think you're a bot. So that's why we lose people. Like here, I got 500 and something people during that tsunami. Most of them were probably watching the video. Maybe some of them didn't make it to that 3 minute mark. I lost about 30 of those. And it's not uncommon. It happened to us last year in Sturgis. We grew 6,000 subscribers in the 2 weeks of Sturgis. And we lost probably 800 of those after the fact. And it's tough when you come back when you're slow now, not doing any videos, and all of a sudden every day you're losing people. When you write YouTube, they'll tell you, oh, that's people that don't want to watch you anymore. No, it's not. Very seldom does somebody just click and say, I'm not going to watch you anymore, unless you've offended somebody or did something. I probably subscribed to 1,500 people or more. Maybe I got 2,000 people I subscribed to. How many do I watch? Not very many of them, because we're not around very much to watch videos.
We're too busy.
Well, that's what I said. I'm editing, we're filming, I did do today. We ran around, did some errands. I got a new plastic box to put my cameras in. I got another GoPro coming, an old one. We're going to get something neat all set up. I got a brand new switcher to where we're hoping what we can do is when we do like the rallies and stuff, we can switch the camera instead of me flipping it around and showing you stuff and it's all jiggling. We're trying to get better at what we're doing. So we'll have this fancy thing, we'll flip it. Plus we can bring in the computer at the same time and show you stuff when we're talking. Be able to bring, supposed to be able to do that in here, but
oh, he says he has to do 200 videos to get monetized. He says he's 5 videos away from 200 to be monetized.
Supposed to be 1,000 subscribers and 4.
They might have changed
4. No, it's still the same thing. 400,000.
It's like 4,000 minutes.
No, it's 400,000 minutes, and it turns out to be like 4,000 hours.
Yeah, I guess.
Because
he never thought we had enough, and they were like,
he
just thought,
but
all of a sudden you're
You
monetized.
have to ask for it too. They don't just automatically monetize you. You have to go in there and click and say, I want to be monetized, and then they go in there and they look like Adam. He got screwed because when he hit the button, they went back and he had some copyright music on his videos, and they disallowed all those videos. So now he's finally monetized. But he ended up there talking to him. I don't know. He was getting it off of YouTube or something. I don't know where he was getting his music from. But I pay for my music, and I don't film any music anywhere. Very seldom do we even film. We got caught filming a one-man band, and he had a backtrack playing behind him, and they caught that. And I could have complained, but it was one of my first videos. I could care less. There was like a couple hundred people watch the video, and they probably still watch it now and then, but it just isn't worth it. The other ones, you can go in there and clean them up, but it takes forever for them. Now, I keep all my footage. I've already got probably 15 or 20 hard drives with videos on it, all my soft hardware.
And they're terabytes, too. Some of them's 5 terabytes. I don't know.
And so I keep all my stuff.
That's what he says. 1,000 subs and 4,000 views.
Yeah. 4,000 hours.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
That's good.
So it's like, but see, we pay for everything. I got TubeBuddy that you can pay for that helps you with titles. Now, during bike rallies, they don't help you a lot.
Adam says he came from iMovies where he got his music from then.
All right. He got it from his editing software. That's what I knew. It was something like that he got it from. And but he got screwed. And he got it all straightened out, and he got monetized and all that. But it sucks when you're trying to do this and you think, hey, I'm right here, I'm there.
Got it.
Yeah. So it kind of, YouTube is their own little world, and they change the rules every day. and it sucks. And
That's what one guy said he's doing. He's trying to get his, oh, where's it at? Rumble and Odyssey. So is Odyssey like Rumble? I know Rumble is like kind of like MeWe is for Facebook without all the BS, I guess. So do they monetize you and all that too on Rumble and Odyssey? But then you have to start all over from scratch and regrow it and redo it. And
I don't know if I want to go to another format. You know, if this disappeared and there was another replacement. See, we've been on MeWe and what was it? They had a couple other one of them things, and they never took off. And it's like Facebook. Actually, I can't believe the Badgers. If any of you know who the Badgers are, they actually make all their money on Facebook. And you got to have like 30,000 subscribers to Facebook, but they make crazy money. Way more than I could ever make here if I had 30,000 subscribers. And it's like, but they do that insurance thing to where that's their big thing is if you have a wreck someplace, they recommend you to it, and they get paid for everything they do. If somebody wants they want to talk about this phone, well, how much are you going to pay us to talk about it? So that's where they're at that level. And I don't know. I don't know what someday.
So can we add Rumble to our live now? It says you can go on Rumble live now. Yes, you can go live on Rumble now.
I would have to. Well, we've got other on StreamYard. You can add like 5 different channels onto this. I'd have to look and see if we could get Rumble. I know we can get Twitch, and a couple other ones are available on here.
At LinkedIn now you can get
it.
Yeah,
LinkedIn you can get, which I thought that was about more like professional people trying to find jobs.
Well, I mean, maybe if they could use it like a Zoom, maybe. I don't know. Trump's new social media site is partnering with Rumble by the end of March. And
I hear a lot of that stuff, but it's like,
when I click on it, it says send money. It doesn't ever tell me when it's going to be or where it's going to be, because I think I've even got a handle for his new media.
Because we've got a friend. It's called Robert's.
Traveling Robert?
Traveling Robert. He's out of Florida. And he's a YouTuber. He just does RVing. Doesn't have a motorcycle. But it wasn't him. It's the guy in Courtside. Rod. What's the guy in Courtside?
Papa Drew?
No, the guy that's there lives there. Papa Drew just shows up. The guy that we always try to catch up at the game store.
Oh.
Russ. What's his channel called? I don't know.
RV or TV.
That's it. RV or TV. So what he did is he got a deal through Roku, whatever, ROKU, and he puts his stuff on there. He's actually got an app on there, and he has to put so much stuff out, and he had enough videos. And what he does is he does a lot of exploring. If you want to travel around the United States, well, Traveling Robert's like that too. If you want to travel around the United States in an RV and no places to go and see and all that, there's some really great people out here that do really great videos on that kind of stuff. That's what we thought we were going to do, and we ended up being the motorcycle thing instead.
Got a lot more viewers that way.
Yeah.
So Frank said he came in late. Did we talk about Laconia, New Hampshire at all?
No, Laconia, we thought I took it the wrong way. There's a gentleman that invited us.
He's been on here, Rod.
Invited us to his place and said we could stay on his property. And he's like 35 miles away. And he sent us some other information, and I thought he was kind of taking us to that place instead. And then she reread it and said, no, she thinks all he was trying to do is tell us that we could get more information about Laconia by talking to this family that puts it on. So,
well, he always talks about not wanting to stay so far away, and the place he told us that we could go is closer to Laconia.
Yeah. But the problem is the other campground that if we can get in that belongs to our trading club or our campground, Thousand Trails. I can't book till 60 days out because it's an Encore Park. It's about 50 miles away. So we couldn't find any campground less than 45 miles away.
That wasn't over $100 a night.
Yeah, I'm not going to pay $300 to stay in a freaking campground. No. And so we prefer to find places that we can rough it or whatever we have to. We have a generator. It'd be a lot cheaper for me to run a generator than it is. Like, we're going to gamble with the place we're going to stay in Florida that it's not going to get too hot for Charlie in the trailer. And because I'd hate to have to run my generator all day long. And I bring the gas cans too. And just in case.
Oh.
And my racing cans I bought. And so keep the generator full. And so we do have the other property we can stay on, we haven't called her yet, that they have electric and all that on it. But it's in a small neighborhood, and there's a lot of rental houses on the street. And some people told us, they told us, people on the lot, that there's been trouble on that lot. People have parked, did drug deals on the parking lot or in the grass. There used to be a house there, I guess, and I don't know what happened to it, burned up, it's gone.
Well, there's trailers right behind us, so it might have been a trailer there. I don't know.
It doesn't matter. But I mean, it was a great place. It was really nice. We didn't have any trouble. The guy next door is the guy you get your electric from, $10 a day, and very nice guy, and very friendly. And we didn't have any trouble. But you worry about that when you're gone during the day. If 3 houses on that street or 4 houses are all rental, so it's who knows lives in there. And there was already some kids riding up and down the street doing burnouts and stuff. And there was a car accident right in the corner. Somebody plowed in the telephone pole or something. So, but I mean, it was all right. And it was free, other than the $10 we paid a guy for electric. And it was one of our vendors that gave us a spot, and it was great. We appreciate that, and it was great. And then this other gentleman that we met in Daytona, offered us his place where he lives there. Got a 5-acre lot, nice place. He used to have a business. I think he still has his business. He's retired, and he's going to be able to. I think his motorhome sits there now. When I did an aerial shot of it, it looks like where we're going to park is where his motorhome is. So I guess he's going to move his motorhome, and then we'll slide in there. And he's got 110. So I don't know if my easy starts will start on 110 or not. Depends on how big a fuse he's got in the fuse box. If it's 15 amp, we ain't going to work it. But it'll run the fans and all that.
That was right. That's what he said. When he got that email, he thought he was telling you like, well, we don't really want you to stay here no more. You can go down there and say to them. And I said, no, I think he's just telling us a place to get more information. So yes, I will reach out to you soon there, Rod.
Because we never know. A lot of people offer stuff, and then when we contacted them, they're like, we didn't offer you nothing. Okay.
That was your grandpa.
Well, we've had other people do it too. On
our honeymoon, he said, oh, I've got a condo down in Florida. You guys are getting married. You guys can stay down in our condo. And we thought, oh, great. We'll go to Florida.
We were going to go to the Poconos first.
That's where I wanted to go. They have little heart-shaped bathtubs. He wouldn't go. His grandpa's going to give us a place to go. So I was like, all right, we'll go to Florida.
The thing is, we lost a letter.
No, I think we had it still. Because he sent us a cookbook for a wedding present or shower or whatever. Anyway, so we called him and said, okay, these are the dates we're going to go. How do we get the key? And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. So we went to Branson. That was our.
Well, it was a 55 and older. You couldn't have guests there that's under 55 years old. They're by themselves. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know, whole screwed up deal. But wasn't much of a grandpa. And ranked right up there with my dad. Wasn't much of a father either. Sometimes the truth hurts.
Aye. So anyway, yes, I will call you, Rod.
So that's pretty exciting. So what we got on there now?
So Dallas, if you had a YouTube channel, I'd watch it.
She wants to know about Goats Bank. We're going to see if we can figure out how to get through there. Where's that at? In Texas?
Tennessee.
Did you actually look and see was there actually a really?
He told me the name of it. I don't remember what it was, what the town's name really is. Where do you really live, Dallas?
We had that. We've seen some crazy towns. What was that one town I said I'd like to live in? It had a weird name. Was it John or something? Or
Titsville, Kentucky. Was that what it was? Guy had a shirt on, and I'm like, is that really a town? And it had it. Yeah, it was really a town. Titsville, and what was the other one? Frank's.
Yeah, was that in Florida?
No, it was in Texas, I think.
It was just called Frank. I'm like, I want to live there. Where do you live? I live Frank. What? Frank what?
No. Frank there.
Frank could live in Frank. That's like me. I bought another piece of property, and it's on Robert's Way.
Well, we looked at a house when we first moved out here, and it was on Robert's Way. And
it's about 3 blocks away.
And that's what I told him. I said, oh, this is going to be our house because it's on Robert's Way. Robert always gets his way. Because they're tied into we'll have to check up with them and see if we can get some more information.
Which we will. We'll contact them and call them and stuff. But first we got to get everything set up to make sure we can get there. So that's all the things that we try to get everything. Like right now, we're already set up to get as far as Myrtle Beach. So when Myrtle Beach is over, we're done. We have no place to stay after Myrtle Beach. So while we're in
Sturgis.
Well, between there.
Yeah. And
So
Laconia.
we don't know what we're going to do. So we'll start looking around at options as we get closer there to figure out where we are. We have a lot of things. We have things called Boondockers Welcome. We have Harvest Host. We have our Thousand Trails. We have our Coast to Coast. We have Elks Club, the Moose. There's some great elks up in California. You could stay along the coast. Holy smokes, $20 a night. You can book a year in advance.
Columbia, Tennessee.
Columbia, Missouri.
No, it's Tennessee, says he lives in.
Mm.
Seriously, the mule capital of the world, and we have Mule Days celebration here every year, first week in April. We have burros out here, not mules.
We have the burro capital of the world out here in Oatman, Arizona.
No kidding, look it up.
Wait, you see the motorcycles and the burros together. That's a lot of fun. I'm going to put one of those videos back up somewhere along the line before we leave. I'm going to put a video up of Oatman. And if you want to step back into a real old town that actually people still live in, it's like a ghost town. It's more of a tourist trap. They sell a lot, not really a trap, but I mean, all the little shops, all these people are selling stuff. But it's actually one side of the street and the other side of the street is like the Hatfields and the McCoys. They shoot each other. And they fight against each other. But there's a donkey out there.
Gun shows.
You get on Facebook and look up what's donkey's name.
Walter the orphan donkey.
And we did a big interview with him and never finished that video either. Because I thought they had a lot of following, and they don't. And I thought,
like 40,000 people.
Not on their lives.
Another awesome rally in Everton is in Atlanta side. The PEI Canada folks are great. There are no moose or deer in the island, but you can ride at night. That's cool. Yeah.
Well, we look at rallies, and that's what's happened with us this year. It's like going back down to Florida for the fall. It sucks for us because it's not enough days to do anything. I mean, when you have a rally that's only 3 or 4 days long or even 5 days long, and you're in someplace like Daytona, it's too big. It's like Sturgis. If there was a 5-day rally in Sturgis, it would just be a waste of time going there. Not saying that you couldn't spend 5 days there and you'd be happy with what you did, but for what we do, you couldn't cover anything. You can spend so much time.
When we went to the fall rallies, he was so frustrated down there because, you think Bike Week, it's almost 2 weeks long. It's kind of like Sturgis is. And then Myrtle Beach is a big, long rally. So when the fall comes and they're only like Thursday to Sunday, it's like you find yourself coming and going because you can't get anywhere.
There's nothing's right there. If everything was at Ormond Beach at the destination Daytona, then that would be great. You could go down there and do 3 days and you'll be able to see all the bike shows and everything else. But when you got to go all the way down to Main Street, and there's stuff all in between Main Street, then they got Cackleberry out there, and they got the Cabbage Patch, and then you got the Delane, you got the bike burning thing, you got it's just isn't enough time to do all that stuff.
That's why we're trying to go earlier this year. So we'll be there at least a week before it starts. So we'll be 3 or 4 days, we'll be up in St. Augustine. So we'll have that. Then we'll have a week before in Ormond Beach, and then the rally will start. And then we should have a lot of stuff done by then. So hopefully.
So the idea is to try to give you guys as much, which we did that last year. I think when the Daytona, we were there early for the spring because we went out there and talked to the guy at Cabbage Patch. He got on camera. Yeah. We talked to the guy at Cackleberry. We had already talked to the dealer. See, the dealer didn't even have time. The Rossmeyers didn't have any time to talk to us in the fall. They were just too, and now we already got our day. We're going to meet with her, and she's going to tell us all the good stuff and tell us what's going on. And we like to talk to the owners of different places because that gives us a little bit better edge to deal with stuff. Because when we show up, especially like if we get the girls to talk to us, we can go in there and say, we know so-and-so. Which is really funny how some of these bartenders and stuff have no idea who owns the bars. Who are you talking about?
And I give them a card. And I'm like, here, we have a YouTube channel. And so they look at the card and they're like, hi, watch Bob and Tim. I'm like, no, you're supposed to promote the bar. Tell people to come out and have a drink with you. You're trying to get people to...
We normally don't want the girls to say anything.
And they say, I'm one.
Now, we have a few girls, like Karen. She does an intro for us because we'll use her in other videos. Like at the end of if we do a highlight video on any of the rallies, Karen's always there. She's the one. looks very nice. And she's always really
She's
good at
very
talking
nice.
too. She's really good at talking. She's doing a lot of other people's YouTube channels too now. But she'll say that, oh, come on out to Bob and Tim's. Oh, you're watching Bob and Tim's Excellent Adventures. Come on out and see me at wherever I'm at. And don't forget to subscribe. And
Yeah.
so she does a
we did
really
go
good
to
job.
Rocky Point this year. We went down there. It was pretty neat. He wants to go next year, but he wants a lot of you guys to go down there with us. I'll be in number 2. There you go. You have 2 subscribers, Dallas. You make your own place up. So yes, Pennsylvania. I think it's going to be on the way back. I don't know if we'll end up being able to stop at that one. So when we leave Laconia, I want to stop and see a friend in Michigan. So when we go through there, so we're going to stop. We should be in there by then. And Deb and Mike said about Americade, and I've heard of that one too. They said that's the week before
That's where
Laconia.
Cyril goes.
Americade, June 7th through the 11th in New York. It's the week before. I thought Laconia was the first weekend. I don't know, in June. Because I thought right after we do Washington, D.C., we'd have to go straight up to Laconia. I don't know.
Laconia Bike Week 2022.
So I can't believe Mike and Deb's on. They're hanging through. They were at the beginning, and they're still on.
Laconia, New Hampshire Bike
Yes,
Week.
we've been at Rocky Point. Okay.
2022 Laconia Motorcycle
11th
Week
through the
will start on
19th.
Saturday, June 11th, and will end on Sunday, June 19th.
So that wouldn't give us any early time to get to Laconia.
Yeah.
We'd be there right at the day it started.
Because typically we like to get, especially somebody's like Laconia, we've never been there. And we'd like to try to get to a big rally. Because the idea too is I don't know if we'll ever go back to Laconia again. This may be the only time we go, just for the fact it's just so freaking far away. Next year, this whole year, we'll decide how many subscribers we get, how many people really enjoy watching our channel. We really need to grow a lot to justify traveling like this. Just because I don't know if I want another 100,000 miles on my truck. I never plan on buying another truck. This is going to be my last truck. So I don't know. We have other options that we're thinking about for 2023, doing similar to what we do, but maybe more of just a really big campground or big events, maybe Daytona still and Sturgis, but we'll spend 3 months there. And like Florida, I can't believe all the stuff that goes on down there. The bike shows, like I found a promoter down there that's got all kinds of fun stuff going on. He's had going on since like the January 15th. And they got like a hillbilly week and ride and all kinds of neat
That's
stuff.
right up my alley.
And a whole lot of really neat things that they do. And we're going to try to do some of those in between. But a lot of them are in Tampa area. But I mean, there's a lot of really neat stuff going on. We were promised an interview with OCC Choppers that's down there at Barracuda Harley, down there in Tampa or Clearwater. They may want to call it Tampa. So I don't know if we're still going to get that or not, but we're hoping for that somewhere along this line this year. And so we'll see. But I mean, Florida's got a lot of neat stuff to do when it comes to motorcycle stuff. Like almost every weekend there's something going on to where. But I mean, I don't know yet. A lot of it depends on you guys, what you do the rest of this year. If we grow really good and people keep watching us, and like I say, we're going to go back to the old school of giving out business cards all the time, and we're going to try to do more lives during the rallies and stuff to let people know what we're doing, and hopefully we'll grow pretty good. But you never know. I expected last year we would have left with Sturgis with 20 or 25,000 people, and here we're at
Somebody told us the first year in Sturgis that we'd be, by the time we got there next year, we'd be at 50,000. Didn't happen.
Yeah, that would have been nice too.
The prediction was not.
We don't really get it. When I look at other channels that are growing, I don't get it. I mean, I even look at some channels that aren't growing, and I don't really understand why they aren't getting anywhere. But I mean, we got really lucky to get started. This is only our second year. And to already be where we're at is really good for a normal channel. So I don't know. We don't really get why you just don't get it. So we're trying to look at different options. Like I say, we're even thinking about doing veteran build bikes that would bring a different clientele into that we may be doing in 2023. We're going to be talking to some of our bigger campgrounds we're going to be talking to this year to see if they want to do something next year. Possibly they would pay us to do the job, maybe be their YouTube channel for them or be their information channel. I don't know yet. We've got a really good rapport with some of the places already. A lot of people, they love us when we walk up and they're like, they can't say enough about us. And we do appreciate that. And, we could go the other way, like a lot of these other YouTubers are, that we got all these endorsers that are paying us to do the stuff to where, yeah, if I've got somebody, if we've got a new product every day, I can put a video out on, whoever it is giving us a product to demo for you and talk about it. The bad thing I look at that is it's hard, which I know some people, like my buddy Art, we told him if he came out here, I could do stuff on his bike too. We could do stuff on his. And but I see that's back to where I said I don't really want to go where people are telling us what they want us to say, and I don't care about that. I don't want.
He wants to give you his true opinion,
good or bad. And I think a lot of people like that, but we just don't have enough of those people that care. I guess and that's why I guess we don't grow. And a lot of people would rather, I don't know.
2.5 hours.
2.5 hours. Holy crap, that's a long time.
It's
How many people are on?
75
so
still.
we're shrinking down.
Yeah.
So all right, we'll wrap it up. So no more questions, no more concerns. That's one of the things that we want to emphasize. I don't know if anybody made it all the way to the end here, but we're always available. If there's questions you've got about going to a rally, thinking about it, and it's been ones that we've been to. We also have a lot of people that we know that go to other rallies that we don't go to. And if there's something you needed to know or a question or a concern, we'll do everything we can to get you an answer. Some of the people that watch our channel, that's one of the reasons they watch us more than they watch some of the other channels, is because we actually answer comments. And, sometimes I only write thanks for watching or thanks for, commenting or something simple, but I always put something down where I've read your comment.
Dallas says he typically he has an unpopular opinion. I said,
and I mean, it's
his mind.
It's too many people sell out, and that's what happened to us when we were looking at. We told this several times about buying solar for our RV. I would have spent the $20,000 and would have been very dissatisfied because two big RVers, YouTube channels, said that was the best thing in the world to get, and it wasn't. They lied. And because somebody was paying them to tell them what they wanted to sell batteries. So, hey, that's the way it is. So it's sad that there's people out there that would sell. Well, the funny thing is, I don't really hope this on people, but I wonder if how many of these people before the end of February get 1099s. Because the bad news is if you got, hey, I put these lights on my bike and they're $299. Okay, I could have got a discount on that. Okay, probably 10% or 20%, or maybe paid cash for it and got a little better. Talk cash at a lot of these places. They'll give you a better deal than you pay them with your credit card because they got to pay 3 to 5% on the credit card. So sometimes you can get a little bit of a discount when you go to a rally by paying cash for stuff. Cash talks. I don't need a receipt. Cash talks. And sometimes that's how I've always done my business. Well, so let's say I buy $299. I get free lights from vendor, $299 for free. Now I just need you to do a video. So now at the end of the year, he sends me a 1099 for $299. Like he paid me to do the video. So now I got to pay typically before, because you're self-employed here. I have to pay my own Social Security. I have to do all of that. So overall, you pay 48%. Now there's also you got equipment I deduct and all that kind of stuff. So that makes I'm not really paying 48%. But if I never bought nothing all year long, I'd have to pay 48% on that part. So I basically say about 50% would be easier to round it up. So about $150, $149.50. I would have to pay income tax on that. Okay. So now at the end of the year, when it's my slowest time, I'm going to get a bill. Like, let's say one of these YouTubers out here seems like every day he's putting a video out on something he got free. Well, the curious would be how many of those will send him a 1099. Maybe he's got good buddies and they won't do that to him. But that's one of the things that you always think about is if you do that, like my buddy Art, I told him if he wanted to buy stuff, I would just sell it to him at 50% off if they gave it to me for free and put that money in the bank, and it would be tax money for it. So that way he's still getting a hell of a deal, but I'm not having to pay all the taxes out of my money. So if you ended up getting this year, let's say $25,000 in parts, and all of a sudden at the end of the year, you got a full-time job you're making good money on, and now that's all extra income on top of that. So let's say his YouTube channel made him $20,000 or $30,000, and now you get another bill for $25,000 worth of junk that you got for free. We know that because we had a YouTuber that we know got a free electric bike, and I get an offer. Got 3 of them this week. Wanting to give us an electric bike, a $1,599 electric bike that I could probably buy for $400 somewhere else. From Japan, they want to send it to me, and he got this bike. Well, he rode it. He thought it was a really neat bike. He bought it got it at the end of the year. It's free. Did a video on it. Did a couple of videos on it, saying, "Hey, this is a great deal. I really like it." February got it, $1,599 plus shipping. They charged him for it, and that's what they deducted. And he was like, "This is crap. This bike's going to cost me over $1,000 in taxes." He gave it away, and he wrote it off that way. Hopefully, it won't get audited because it's not a new bike anymore. But that's how we know that some YouTubers don't think about that, because when we get paid from YouTube, there's no taxes taken out. So you got to pay all your taxes. Either you can pay it quarterly or you can pay it at tax time. Now, we don't make a lot of money. I got a pension coming in, and that's really all the money we've got coming in, other than our 401 money we've taken out. So we're not making super big money here. And then with our write-off, but you can't write too much off. If you write too much off, you get audited. And also, they say that a lot of YouTubers, they look at you as this is a hobby. You're not really got a business, because if you're only making a couple $1,000s a year, you can't really say I've got a business here, because you wouldn't survive on that. So could be just a hobby. So
Dallas said you can send him the parts and the 1099.
There you go. But it's not a bad deal if you knew, hey, you're going to buy it for 50% off. That would be a great deal. Just sending us more money.
For your soapbox you're on. You said, okay, let's wrap this up, and now there he goes.
Well, that's one of the things I just like to look. Well, it could be other YouTubers watching me thinking about, hey, I want to get free stuff. And it's like Ciro. We were really thinking here at the first of the year, I was going to try out some Ciro stuff. And I told you what we do. We do a review. We talk about installing it. I would talk about, and then 6 months I do a review on the product. And in a year I would do a review on the product. And if the product ever crapped out on me, I would tell you, this is a piece of, this is what happened to this crap. Now, they give a lifetime warranty on it, so you would get another one. But if you're having to pay somebody to put it on, now that's a different story. They're not guaranteeing the labor. They're guaranteeing the parts. And so I don't know about all that. That's all the stuff you just got to think about when you're doing this. And that's why we sit back and look at this. I thought about Ciro's calling them and saying, hey, if we get stuff this year, are you going to send us a 1099 at the end of the year? My bet would be, yes, they are. Well, then that's what you have to think about. If it's something that I would already go to buy for my bike, then it's not a bad deal to get it for 50% off. But if it's something I really could care less about, I just want to put it on the bike to give you guys something to look at, like all the fancy lights, putting that light in the fairing and putting the blinker up there in the front and the ones on the back bike. I can really care less if I have those on my bike or not. But if I could get them for free and I didn't have to pay for them, yeah, let's put them on the bike and let's show people how to do it and what the product is, and I'll review it. But a lot of you asked me, but I never did tell them the one stipulation. What do you want me to do if I don't like it? If it was a pain in the ass, put it on. Do we put it back in the box and mail it back to you? Or do you want me to tell people really what I think? See, that I probably wouldn't be a Ciro representative very long. Because I know the cup holders suck. And I've had people tell me that. And when I was all ready to buy their new snazzy cup holders, it's the leather ones and look really nice. And I thought, hey, those are pretty neat. I like those. And Rick Rack says that they have no trouble with them. But the day I got them, the day I thought about going to them and buying them, I found 4 people. I don't know what rally we were at.
It was at like the Ozarks.
And I said,
Chubby Cups.
Yeah. So I said, how do you like it? Well, first it was a guy that came into Chubby Cups. And he was getting 2, which was really crazy. He got some Chubby cup holders, and he had the other ones next to it. I said, why are you getting 2? He says, because it's on a ball socket, and if you put anything heavy in it, it'll bend over. It's not a bolt. It's a ball and socket. So you can't tighten it down. So you're tightening it with this nut, and it's plastic. And if you try to probably tighten it with a pair of channel locks, you're probably going to break it. So he was getting another cup holder. Well, then I guess we went to Lake of the Ozarks, and we talked to some people there, and one guy goes, he says, you got a Yeti? I'm like, yeah. He says, look at my Yeti. It had all these black lines on it. Because the cup, when it sweats, the leather puts marks on your cup. So I found like 5 or 6 people that all said they didn't like the product. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'm not going to be getting those because I definitely would be. And then the more I looked at it, I could see that by having that ball and socket and that plastic ring on it, I've run into crap like that before and tried to tighten it up and the crap don't work. And so I've never said that on public, but hey, that's the truth. And now Rick Rack talked to Shane. He says he's never had a customer complain. It didn't take me very long to find 5 people.
We weren't even looking for them.
Yeah, I just said, how do you like those cereal cup holders? So, why? What's wrong with them? He says, you ain't got your camera on it. I go, no, I'm thinking about buying them, and I just wanted to know what you thought. And I found a couple of people that said, if you put a light cup in it or a can of soda or something, it'll be fine because you care less if the can of soda gets marks on it. Who cares? Or a Gatorade bottle or whatever you got in there. You don't care. But like us, we ride with these cups all the time. Bucky cup won't fit in my cup holder. It's too heavy. And so we ride with these all the time in our cup holders. And I just thought the leather ones would be nice because they're a little bit more flexible. Hers got smashed somewhere. Oh, in the trailer. The bike fell over. It got smashed. And
It still fits.
we didn't show it to Chucky.
I showed him.
You showed him it was all smashed up?
I told him
I
I
figured he would have gave you a new
tried
one.
to straighten it back up.
How do you give you a new one?
Well,
All right,
John.
say your thing.
Thanks for coming along tonight. All of you that stayed with us through the whole end of it.
What's tomorrow?
Tomorrow is our live with Adam Amsoil. Whoops, wrong thing.
Oh, other people comment.
I know. Well, no, I'm done with it. Ramblin' Man just came on. Ramblin' Rome, not Ramblin' Man.
Ended up. Gonna
Yeah.
come early tomorrow night. We're gonna be on here with Amsoil Adam.
Yep,
Gonna be
that's
talking
what
about batteries.
Rat Fink had on there. He said, don't forget tomorrow night's live.
Yep.
5 o'clock Mountain Time.
So
Figure out where you're at.
if you look, I put the right times up there, I think, on his. Yeah, I did his. I put all the times on. So you can go to, you should be able to go to our feed and see where the recommendation for the time is, and if you're in that time slot or not. What else was I going to say? Oh, we got a live on Saturday. We're going to be in Las Vegas and filming the new bikes, so you get to see them up close and personal. If you don't like what Harley puts out tomorrow, Harley's going to put out their big debut. And that's going to be a bunch of bikes riding down the road and this and that and all flashy things. Well, we're not making anything flashy. We're just showing you the way it is, and that's it. And you see it, and you make your own decision from there. The dealer said the general manager is going to tell us the good and the you probably won't say no bad. He'll tell us all the good options and stuff and what they've changed on the bikes and stuff like that. He's supposed to go through with us. We're either going to do that Friday night or Saturday morning.
Nope.
We haven't decided when we're going to do that yet.
It's Ramblin' Rome, and it's a woman, not a man. I thought it was Ramblin' Man.
She ain't got a vest on.
No, I'm thinking of the song too. So anyway, sorry about that. So 5 o'clock tomorrow, Amsoil Adam, Sphinx in Central Time Zone. All righty. See you tomorrow.
So that's 6 o'clock tomorrow night in Central Time Zone.
Thanks for coming along. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Share us with your family and friends. Think about Patreon. Give us a big thumbs up. Ring that bell for notifications. And we'll see you on the next video.
Craig, do you only comment on the lives? Now, live like this, I can't go back and comment in there because once we turn this off, these comments will be there, but it won't be there. But if you're in the regular, you watch one of our YouTubes, I comment, there's nobody, unless you commented on another comment, sometimes that don't bring it up. I have to look for those because I've got it set on mine. When I look at my YouTube channel, I've got it set to show me any comments that I haven't commented on. Let it work up here.
Get light.
See, I have no comments right now. There's nothing in my test right now. There's nothing that I have not answered. But if you click on, I don't know, got too many videos up there. If you click on this video here and go to comments, I guess it's not good. I got to go to the other one to get the comments. And
he does. He answers all his comments. He's most of his day. Whenever he sits down for a minute, he always checks them.
Unless, I even tell people thanks. So even if you just give us a thumbs up, like Steve does a lot, Steve from Myrtle Beach, he watches all our videos. Sometimes he gives me a thumbs up and gives me a bunch of signs and different things, little motorcycles and stuff. And I always tell him thanks or thanks for watching because he's not asking anything. And he didn't say anything. So I don't give you back an emoji. I usually give you something else back. But
so
So comment again. Comment on the video today, and I'll see.
After it's over.
Not on the live.
Yeah.
Because I can't comment on live. You get everybody done?
I think so. They're laughing. Pating. Pating. They're all saying pating. Good night.
9:39 in Myrtle Beach.
El Commando. That was it.
Yeah. So leave it right there, and we'll see you tomorrow night with Amsoil Adam. I don't know if he's still on or not, or if he already.
He was. He wants us to call him tomorrow to make sure we got everything all set up.
Figure out what's going on.
We'll call you, Adam.
If you're still on here. If not, we'll just call you and tell you we're there. And we got to make sure we got the right email. And there he is, still there.
Oh.
Hi. You wanted to watch all the way to the bitter end.
I guess so.
And so
to make sure we were promoting his video tomorrow night.
And I think it's going to be pretty good. That's why we kind of came on tonight, because I wanted to talk about all these things that we've got, like the hotel and Sturgis and all that kind of stuff. And good night. And we'll see you at that. And we'll see you tomorrow. And then we'll see you in Vegas.
Bye.
See you later.